David Umahi to access the east-west road between Elelewo and One, which has been in a terrible state for years. The Minister of State for Petroleum and the Minister of State for Gas on Thursday visited the Port Harcourt refinery to access the rehabilitation work. The rehabilitation of the refinery was awarded in April 2021 at the cost of $1.5 billion. Also, the road leading to the refinery has been dilapidated for years, which has caused youth from the Ogoni region to not only protest but also barricade at the road, asking the federal government to intervene. The National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu says Nigeria is still losing 400,000 barrels of crude oil daily to local and international thieves despite efforts to end the menace. Ribadu disclosed this when he led a presidential delegation to inspect oil and gas facilities at Owaza, in Abia, and Odogwa in Eche local government area of Rivers State. According to him, the activities of oil thieves and pipeline vandals had impacted negatively on the nation's economy and were partly responsible for the rising cost of living in the country. Ribadu also said that President Bola Tinubu's administration was concerned about the development and was already taking actionable steps to address the matter. The NSA boss called for a united front to tackle oil theft and end decades of attacks on the nation's oil and gas infrastructures. President Bola Tinubu has urged the U.S. government to provide incentives for its investment in Nigeria. Ajuri Ngelale, special advisor to the president on media and publicity, disclosed this over the weekend in a statement after a meeting between Tinubu and the U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs, Ambassador Morley Faye. Tinubu pledged to improve the enabling environment, including tax cuts for U.S. investment in Nigeria. On the foreign scene, the U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said the central bank will continue to raise interest rates if appropriate as inflation remains too high. Powell told an annual gathering of central bankers that the pace of price rises had fallen from a peak. In a speech to the Jackson Hole Symposium in Yongming, Powell said interest rates could rise further and stay higher for longer. U.S. inflation hit 3.2% in the year to July, while the key interest rate is 5.25%, the highest in 22 years. He noted that before interest rate could begin to come down, the federal government required some softening in the labor market, where wage growth continued as employers dished out higher wages to attract staff in a lessening workforce. And that's the business news update on Today95.1 FM. I am Lucky Maxwell. Good afternoon.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Officer, take. Officer, give me number. No time. Ma, they match am, they go.
What? You driving the officer of the law? You're under arrest. Let me see your papers. You can go. They're in order. Drive safe, okay?
I don't understand though. No be the same country again. Officer reject bribe. Mona wake me. They arrest me yesterday. That yesterday, I go do my papers. See as I pass now. I pass without fear. You too. Make you do wetin dey right. For we country to better, it dey for we hand. If you like, do like say you no hear am. To give or to take bribe, na offense.
I don't hear am, abi. You hear am too, abi. You hear am. You hear am well. They themselves, they hear am. Now the voice of the people. Now him bring this message give now. Today 95.1 FM. Now we be the voice of the people.
Time's getting short. And now, the moment you've been waiting for.
This is Port Harcourt's number one.
Here we go.
Your number one talk radio station. 95.1 FM. Today.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Let
Let's take you into a realm, another dimension, a reality of higher intelligence, discovery, and quantum possibilities. Tune in every Monday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. on this station and be part of this journey as we address issues that relate to you and your tech life. It is Today's Tech Show on your premium talk, news and sports station. Today, 95.1 FM.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's take you into a realm, another dimension, a reality of higher intelligence, discovery, and quantum possibilities. Tune in every Monday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. on this station and be part of this journey as we address issues that relate to you and your tech life. It is Today's Tech Show on your premium talk, news and sports station. Today, 95.1 FM.
It's a beautiful Monday afternoon right here in the Garden City of Port Harcourt. Welcome to your number one tech show, only on Today 95.1 FM. It's Today's Tech Show. A beautiful day to talk about tech. As we know, a lot of things have been happening, and we are going to be bringing you up to speed with the latest happenings in the tech space. Okay, so this is what the show is going to be about. We're going to have engaging. I've been getting a lot of remarks and commendations for the show, especially what you can use tech for in your business. And this is wonderful, guys. This is so wonderful. Regardless of the business you have, we get to share with you one tech tip that can make your business better, that can take your business, from one level to the other. And we're going to be sharing more and more with you on the show as we proceed. A lot of people will be joining, gang members. I want to say gangs of the tech show, help make your work more easy for you. We'll share all this and more on the show today. My name is Dave Robert. I'm going to be your host for today. Like I said, Michael and Paul will be joining me later on, and then we're going to be doing this together. Remember, we have different segments. We have the Tech Report segment, where we bring you the tech news stories that made the rounds. Also, we have, the tech tools and tips, where I share with you one tech tool and tip you can use and navigate through the tech space. Meanwhile, how many of you have been enjoying, the new features in WhatsApp? It's been amazing. Really, really amazing. For me, the fact that I can edit you were looking forward to. You can also edit, right? You can edit that message. All you need to do is click on the message, go to the toggle button up there, where you have those three dots all in sequence. 1, 2, 3, just 1, 2, 3 there. You see where those buttons are, where you usually would look for search or groups? Yes, that place. Check there, you see edit. And you can just easily edit the message and send back. Also, there is the video sharing experience, or the screen sharing experience rather, where you can share your screen with someone. What I mean by share screen, for example, you want to show someone what you're viewing on your screen. You can, in real time, share with another person, and the person will be viewing exactly what you're viewing on your screen. Your Android screen, your iOS screen, whatever you want to use. But that's another wonderful feature. And also the video note message, right? Instead of sending just voice notes, you can also send video notes. So this is like a whole lot with WhatsApp. If you haven't been using it for your business, you may be losing out on the the things that WhatsApp wants to introduce. I also heard yesterday that their groups have been extended to more than 250 people. So if you want to do a general group broadcast, it's more than 250. Remember, there were restrictions before to 250 persons, but now the groups have extended. So I think Zuckerberg is trying to make sure that he wins the battle against Elon Musk. But I'll be sharing all these things with you. I've already let the cat out of the bag, right? But this is what we do on the Tech Show. So call your children. This is the time. You know, call Emeka, call Njidenka, call, why am I mentioning these names like this? Call David, call Joe, call every other person. Tell them it's the Tech Show. This is what you should be learning. You know, holiday lessons are good. When we talk about verbal reasoning, quantitative reasoning, find X, find Y. I was in a conference over the weekend, and I was asking one of the panelists, I'm like, you know, back then in school, they would ask us, go and find X and find Y. Till date, I've not found any of them, you know, but the one I've found is quite different. I found tech, and tech is making waves for me. All right, so instead of finding X and Y during the holidays, you can find a tech skill that would put food on your table. Okay, so we'll also get to that segment where you would call in or text in and share with us what you do, whatever you do, regardless of the job description you have. A medical doctor, a nurse, a welder, a cobbler, whatever you do, just tell us what you do and we'll tell you how you can use tech to make that business better. And of course, Paul will be joining for the tech skill segment, which is quite different. He'll share with you one tech skill that you can leverage on and make cool cash for yourself. Michael is going to be coming in through with the tech monetization segment where you can monetize any of the tech skills. I mean, a whole lot we have in store for you right here on the Tech Show. So I'll go on a short break, come back, and then get straight to the tech report segment. Stay tuned.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Let's take you into a realm, another dimension, a reality of higher intelligence, discovery, and quantum possibilities. Tune in every Monday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. on this station and be part of this journey as we address issues that relate to you and your tech life. It is today's Tech Show on your premium talk, news and sports station. Today, 95.1 FM.
You're about to listen to 551.
Get ready. It's the world of broadcasting as Today 95.1 FM brings you entertainment, information, education as they unfold every day.
Today 95.1 FM.
Do you know that I'm necessarily mentioned? When I talk about market, do you think I used to climb from tree alone in this video?
So, and you say you've not benefited anything from Nigeria.
What was your favorite Nigerian movie growing up? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It took time.
Conspiracy.
Today 95.1 FM. Don't touch that dial. Make sure you are tuned to your numero uno.
Tell me, where's your money now?
Why,
All right, welcome back. Time check is 16 minutes, gone past the hour of 1. This is your premium talk, news and sports station, Today 95.1 FM. Trust you're having a great day. My name is Dave Roberts. It's the Tech Show. Let's get straight to the tech report for this week. Not necessarily the week. A lot of things happened from last week up until now, but I'll just rush and squeeze everything in for you. Let's start with this report from Nigeria that 1 year after the ban on importation of SIM cards, the local SIM card manufacturing market is now valued at 55 billion naira. That's quite good. So the local SIM cards manufacturing market is now valued at 55 billion naira after 1 year of a ban on the importation of whole body SIM cards in the information and communications technology sector. Now, this was disclosed by the Executive Vice Chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, and the person of Professor Omar Dambata at the second edition of the Nigerian Telecommunications Indigenous Expo 2023 that is currently holding in Lagos. Now, recall that the ban on the importation of wholesale body SIM cards was announced at the maiden edition of the NTICE 2022, which was last year. In his presentation, Dambata, who was represented by the Executive Commissioner, Technical Services, NCC, Engineer Ubele Maska, stated that the ban not only eased the burden on the sector's demand for foreign exchange, but also created a business in excess 55 billion for local SIM card manufacturers in Nigeria, which in turn has created direct and indirect jobs. So in his words, he said it is not out of place to mention that the sector's performance was instrumental to lifting Nigeria out of recession with 12.45% contributions to the GDP in 2020. Now he's talking about the telecommunications sector, and said that figure increased by 14.13% at the first quarter of 2023. And he went on to talk about, the fact that this has created a lot of, job opportunities, especially with the fifth generation deployment, which is called 5G, and so on and so forth. But my problem is, at this point in time, 2023, we're still dragging our feet, the issue of production of SIM cards in the country. It was last year where, the official report or the statement was given that Nigeria would no more import SIM cards again. And here we are, 55 billion naira generated already, to the revenue of the federal government. It's a plus. This means, or it goes on to say that the more we start taking it with intentionality, that we can do some of these things in the country, the more we become less burdened, with the foreign exchange issues. For example, if River State, like I would always draw the attention to, has taken it as a point of duty to make sure that we generate SIM cards, or we have a SIM card producing factory in River State that is able to serve the nation. Do you know what we have done for ourselves? We've created jobs for young people in the state. We've given River State the opportunity to be on the map, because we're not just exporting, or given to all the Nigerians, we're exporting to other African countries. So let's take it as a point of responsibility. I would always say in River State, the amount of intentionality given to tech is it's below the belt. We are not feeling it at all. Speaking with someone last week, Monday, I guess, he said, in Lagos, we have almost every other day expos on tech, and you see kids from 11 up until 18 and above coming to learn tech. But here in River State, it's almost like we're trying to cajole. We had a career summit, Port Harcourt career fair last week, and you needed to see the amount of young people coming. Very little. But if it was a concert, if it was Burna Boy or Davido, you'd see them jumping out, because we have not given them the reason to see tech as an avenue to exude, make this happen. We can create SIM card producing factories in the state. Let this be exported to other states, or other states in the country rather. Let this be exported to other parts of the country. Let this be exported to other parts in West Africa, in Africa. Very soon, we might just be the go-to people when it comes to SIM card production. Just my 2 cents about this. But that's for that concerning the tech reports. Let me see if I could just squeeze in just one more. Just one more. All right. So this is also a very important issue. It's related to brain drain in the tech sector. Now, before this time, it was the health sector, where would have nurses. Let me use the term, the common parlance on the streets, Japa. Now, this as telecom operators have reported that Nigerian young people are leaving the country due to the Jackpot syndrome, looking for the best space. And not just young people in every other industry, but the tech space. You know, there's a Jackpot syndrome affecting the tech industry in Nigeria. And this is going to be bad. Very, 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 very bad. The fintech companies we have and we can brag about right now, you know, that we have and we can brag about right now, you know, that are taking care of the needs or the responsibilities of West Africa and Africa extensively. Most of these fintech companies are founded by Nigerians. Now imagine that Nigerian, you know, tech enthusiasts, because of the situation of things, you know, start leaving the country for greener pastures. How would it be? Would wake up one morning and discover that we don't have any structure for tech and innovation in the country. And this is going to be bad. So I think this should be one of the priorities of the new Minister for Digital Economy. Would go to that conversation. That would be our main conversation for today. He made statements, very bogus statements, saying he's going to revitalize everything in the tech space. Let's juxtapose, you know, from the statement his predecessor made about Nigeria at some point getting to that stage where would be self-reliant in the tech space, would not need to depend on people, would release our own satellites into orbit, and would do a lot of things. And all these things were said without coming to play. And he's making this kind of bogus statements also that he's going to change, you know, the narrative of the tech space. So we're going to be looking at that on the show today. But what I would say is if you are a tech enthusiast, if you are a startup company, if you have a tech business, maybe make Nigeria the place we want. I would even open up the phone lines so I can hear from people, especially if you are a tech enthusiast or you are a techie out there. Given the opportunity to leave Nigeria and go to a better place for tech, would you do that? Would you rather do that, or would you stay to make sure that you become the next? I'm not giving them hypes. The next Flutter Wave, or the next Kuda, or the next Patricia. Well, just people who were here, who made things work here. All right. If you're a techie out there, would you rather go outside, jackpot to a different country to make money for yourself or to sell your brand, or would you rather be here and do your thing? Okay, you can send it to your response to the number 0701 933 9962 0701 933 9962. All right, so Michael just joined me, and let me start with Michael, because he's one of the people who has big plans for the tech space. Syndrome that was happening in the health sector, where I would wake up to see. In fact, we have a friend, a mutual friend. If he's listening to us, shout out to Mr. Ibifa. If he's listening to us right now, Nostity, as according to Michael. Woke up one morning and discovered that he's not, no longer in the country. A medical practitioner who is now in where would call the saner climes, where things work, the systems work better. And these things have repeatedly happened, We've seen more and more people leave the health sector of the country, to move to the greener pastures. Now, this is now reported by the telecom operators that syndrome has gotten into the tech space, the telecom space. And I'm asking, is it a problem right now for the techies or the tech enthusiasts or the startups in the country not to have their businesses developed here? Because I don't know. For me, I would rather sell to people who need rather than sell to people who may not need. If you're creating an app in the United States of America, be sure to understand that there have been 3, 4, 5 people who have done that same thing, as compared to Nigeria, where you have the market, we have the population, you have people who would want to not really invest, but would want to, patronize you. So being a tech startup or a techie or a tech enthusiast, would you rather stay here, watch your business grow, or, just take the next flight to Ibiza?
Yeah, thank you so much, Dave. It's so good to be here after some time. I've not been feeling too well. Yeah. But let me start off by saying this. One is this. You are saying, I'm surprised you. I'm just shocked. I'm very, very shocked. You are saying this whole Japa thing that we've been complaining about. I know of the health sector, but I feel like tech has been, ever since the introduction of tech. You understand? Ever since, when I say introduction of tech, as in when Nigerians started getting into tech, I think that's been like one of the biggest exports we have in Nigeria, because we have lots of people. I mean, me myself, I've had lots of people tell me, "Oh boy, come over, man. If you come over, you go make them, because they need people like you there." You understand? But for someone like me, I'll start by saying I am not comfortable. I'm this kind of person that is not comfortable going abroad, leaving my country to go out elsewhere. I believe in staying here. If I want to go over,
making things work here.
If I want to go over, I can go over, spend my time, make a holiday and everything. But through the going opportunities, yes, the kind of environment, exactly. So, I mean, there are lots of businesses that you would want to start up in Nigeria, like tech businesses, some big tech hubs, or some things I have thought about, and you want to do. You now understand that you need lots of things. Let's say something like, let's even look at it. Let's say, for example, you want to create let's say you want to create a hosting company, which you need power, you need a good internet supply. So when you now look at the kind of service providers we have in Nigeria, you now ask yourself, do you think we will be able to come up with this kind of businesses? So it's not going to be possible for us to just start up that kind of business in Nigeria, because I mean, right now everybody is complaining. I don't want to even start calling names now, where we have some certain service providers that are providing you with networks that you can't even start with. I mean, everybody is complaining you're in your house, you can make calls. So that's a whole lot of things to consider when you want to go into businesses, and that's like one. And another thing is this. I mean, if I'm outside there, if I'm in the US or if I'm in the UK and I have a tech startup or a tech business there over in the UK or the US, I'll earn in dollars, I'll earn in pounds. So I wouldn't even want to think of starting earning in naira. I don't want to earn in naira, I want to earn in pounds. So of course I will always choose.
But don't you think you would have competition there?
It's not about the competition. One thing about it is the kind of business you create. For example, now let's look at the X and Threads, the competition there. Even before this guy's Facebook Meta purchased WhatsApp. I mean, there was lots of apps. Even before the introduction of TikTok, there were apps. You understand? So you just have to come up with something unique. You know, one thing with Nigeria is we are very good at copying. We are not good at creating something newly. So if you could come up with something that is, if you could be creative, maybe the problem could still be the same thing we are complaining about. It could still be this whole for you to, before I could even stay and think that I want to create a sort of an app like WhatsApp, you suppose don't chop belefu. Like you have person will never chop, no go fit. You can't think properly. So those are the things, and not just thinking properly. There are a lot of things too you would need. You need funds, you need lots of things. So by the time you now start looking at it, I want to create sort of like a WhatsApp app now. You need a server, a sort of server that's
a strong people. One.
Yes, a very good one. So you now start looking at the amount, and with what dollar is now compared to naira, you now ask yourself, will I be able to put a certain millions into this? Where can I get loan?
Would I be able to watch it fall?
Yes.
And allow it build again?
Yeah, that's the thing. And there's this thing there's this, I don't know the right word to use now. There's this, I don't know the word to use where Nigerians do not really like supporting their own, where if they say it's a Nigerian product, people would not really want to buy into it. Yes, exactly. So, but if it was something that's coming from abroad, there's this form of
acceptation.
Yes, people just accept that product. So that's one problem.
All right. Okay. So let me move to Paul, who I necessarily had to go drag in. A very busy man. First of all, how's the bootcamp going?
Well, the bootcamp has been really, really successful. We extended it by 1 week to first week of September accommodate for some lapses and to also accommodate for those that have not been doing very well in terms of their assignments and all that. So we're extending by 1 week. It's going to end on the first week of September, and I think I'm super excited about what I see those kids doing.
All right, we'll get to that. We'll get to that quickly. I want to just get your thoughts on this. First off, there was a publication by the telecom operators in Nigeria that the Japa syndrome has infected, the tech space, and we're having more tech startups and tech enthusiasts leaving the country for greener pastures outside. That's one. Then secondly, the main bone of contention for today, which is the issue I raised, and I was asking if you'd gone through it, the statement by the new Minister for Digital Economy as saying that he would make this administration or the tech space, the technological space better, with more innovations and more contributions. And I looked at it. I had to go through the antecedents of Professor Umar Dambata with such bogus statements also, saying, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be self-reliant. We're going to create this. We're going to, in fact, our tech space, our telecommunication sector was going to be the best in so and so time. And yet again, nothing, had been done to that effect. Now, what would be your expectation for the new Minister of Digital Economy in the country? If you had to say, look, these are the areas we should start off with, these are the things we should do, what would you suggest?
Well, let me start from the area of the Japa syndrome that affected the tech ecosystem in Nigeria. Now, that is not new and is no news when it comes to the tech ecosystem in Nigeria. Now, because it's not just about the tech. Yes, it's focusing on the tech, but every other sector is affected by the Japa syndrome. Why? Because other countries created favorable environment or climate or working environment opportunities for young startups, for young people who just left university or who have just learned 1 or 2 tech skills. Many of the young people who are even living, they are learning tech skills. It's either they are learning content creation, they are learning graphic design, web development, AI, and the rest of them. And when they go abroad, they get some form of job. I have a friend who went to Australia and she started with data entry job, which is using Excel to enter data. And she's getting some money from it while doing another job. So what happened was, even abroad, just to start life. Why? Because there is an opportunity and they believe in that opportunity that they will make money from that opportunity. Which is why we need to rethink our policy when it comes to digital economy. Now, Bosun Tijani, the new Minister for Digital Economy, has been a very good friend and has been a very, very nice person. Now, he started CC Hub here in Nigeria, one of the first tech hubs in Nigeria. And he has other hubs in other parts of Africa. Now, when we talk about putting the right people in position, this is an example. There are a lot of expectations. Some people still doubt him because of 1 or 2 comments he made on social media. But in terms of professional,ism, give it to him. He has been there in the tech ecosystem.
Your personal, friend to Professor Umar Dambata, you've worked with him on different occasions. And I would not want to throw him under the bus, but the expectations were high, the projections were high, and yet again, we didn't see most of the things happening.
That I will address this question together with that of Bosun Tijani, which is why he needs to look at his expectations. It's a different thing when you're in the private sector and when you're in the public sector. In the private sector, it's easier. Everything is properly designed, where sometimes when you try to implement new ideas or policies, you easily can get them through the board of directors or the management. In some cases, you are the sole manager. You are the sole authority in that organization. But in that of the government, the bureaucracy is high. How many people want to buy into a new idea or policy, even if it's going to generate income for the country? How many people want to key into it? Wouldn't they see that you want to take the shine away from them? That's politics for you. So Bosun has not been a politician, but I want to see how he's able to meander this political space and still implement some of the great ideas he will come up with. He is a private sector person. He is someone who knows the job. He is a professional. But being a professional and working in government are 2 different things entirely. Because when you get into government, you now see what they call bureaucracy. You have your plans, but how to make sure it gets the signature or the nod of the presidency is another thing entirely. Sometimes your paper may not even get to his desk. It may end up in the SGF's office and he doesn't see it. So these are some of the problems. Sometimes some of your colleagues may gang up against you, feeling that, oh, you want to take the shine in this administration, so they have to find a way of pulling you down.
If because of time, if you had, to pinpoint on, the priorities for the digital economy, which would you pinpoint to?
Well, for me, I think they need to look at broadband penetration. We're still at 46%. We need to get to 80%.
And it's funny how, the population of more phone users are tripling in the country.
It shows you about what I'm talking about. We need to be innovative. Our policies also need to be innovative. Broadband penetration has to increase. It has to increase, because when broadband penetration increases, technology will affect educational sector, affect other sectors in Nigeria. So that is one of the areas he needs to address. He needs to look into the area of training. Google has just launched a plan for 20,000 youths and women. How well will that be implemented? The problem is not just launching products, launching projects, but you have to also follow it through. Check, does it get to those rural communities? Some of the rural communities in Nigeria do not have network. So you have to check
some of
those
the urban
things.
Communities don't even.
They don't. So you have to make sure, work in conjunction with the NCC and the rest of them, to make sure that broadband penetration, telecom companies invest more in infrastructure, whether through third party and all that, so that it goes down to those rural communities. He has to make sure that tech has to become, let's say, the center stage when it comes to our educational system. Because if you check some of the challenges we have, how he empowers and innovations he's going to come up with, empowers the young people, will be the scorecard at the end of the day.
All right. So that's Paul's 2 cents about the new minister for communications, innovations, and digital economy, in the person of Professor, the predecessor. Pantami is 50.
The thing is this, not just sorry to cut you short. The thing is, I feel like one problem we have, like Paul said, one thing is it's different working for a public sector and a private sector, and we know how Nigeria is right now. So most times, you see, the problem doesn't really come from the people we blame are not really the people we should be blaming. You understand, most of the time, because you see that even in football, you see the coaches complaining that we have some power, some people around us that are imposing some certain people. You understand? So there are some certain things that I feel like there'll be some things that would hinder him from doing his job. Like, he's a fine guy, he's a good guy. When it comes to tech, he has really done a lot of things. I mean, if you if you Google him, you see that he has done a lot. But now, I feel like that is where now the government has to come in. This current administration now, I feel like they should give an open hand
to allow
him work. One thing is getting the right person for the job. Another thing is letting the person job.
What they want.
Yes. So that's the thing. Because another thing is this. To add to what he said, I think one thing we should do, and one thing about we should do now in Nigeria is, even for me, I would advise him is he should talk to the president for him to see, to come up with a way to see how we could diversify when it comes to our economy, where we can now start investing in tech. You understand? I feel like Nigeria we are ready. We're ready to be tech driven.
Remember, we have lost large chunk of our tech manpower.
Yes,
abroad.
we
now,
have.
The problem is, it's not, he would oversee that his ministry. He would tell them at the Federal Executive Council about the opportunities.
We can bring them back.
But the problem is, if you check the challenge we have here, we've always relegated tech to the secondary.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Because it is not oil.
Yes, that's
remember
what I'm saying.
when oil pumps, they make money easily.
Yes.
So you don't just start to make money from tech this morning.
That's the thing. Imagine companies.
You don't need to be the only innovative person in your government. You need more innovative people to understand the opportunities in the tech. Where the problem I have, like I said earlier, is how will he be able to
meander?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We not need to do that. Imagine companies like Facebook, TikTok, and having their headquarters in Nigeria, paying tax. How many $1 billion do Facebook make every?
Okay. I know we want to do this, but let's leave this for Dr. Bolson to navigate with his team. All right, so Michael would start with you, and then would get to Paul. And guys, let's not forget, a lot of people have been calling and sending in messages, like I said, for the skill segment. What they do, would like you to call in, text in, we'll share with you what you can use to improve. That's your business, okay? But go to the tech monetization segment with Michael, who has to share something with us. It's been a while. Last time you told us about dropshipping. What do you have for us right now?
Yeah, I currently have left that for now because of timing. So what I still am hitting on is search engine optimization, search engine marketing, and a little bit of digital marketing. Like I have always been talking about search engine marketing or search engine optimization, where you need to call your products. You need to get your products visible to everybody out there. That's like one basic function of search engine marketing, because a whole lot of people. That's one thing I've been working on for a while now. I had to pay the shipping. I just have limited. I think I had limited slots for that shipping, but this search engine marketing and optimization is one thing that a lot of people have been calling me, because they've been trying to move their businesses from one place to the other, and visibility is one thing you should understand, branding and visibility. So that is where search engine management optimization comes in hand in hand, because most people would want to do that. They want to teach you one and leave in the other, but I think these are things you should put together when you really want to make this happen, like a little bit of digital marketing, a little bit of search engine optimization and search engine marketing, for you to get a perfect result, and also branding too, because I mean these things are one thing that could help you.
All in one package.
Yes, all in one package. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to mentor people. What I really want to do is mentor, like to mentor you.
Do you have a particular demographic, young, old, or anyone who wants to move your business?
All. I just want to have like a private
mentorship session.
Or do when it comes to other training, like the hardware, networking, and the rest. You could come in, I could take you to the hub where you could learn it. But
boot camp ends properly, and so that they will know. Even one of the greatest challenges they have is the content calendar. Most of them, they put out content at any time without first finding out what is the best time. When do I have audience the most?
The app itself.
That when I put out my content, I'll get more traffic. This is very important. So for those who would love to contact me on this, or who want to know more about contact or any tech skills, so for even those who have asked questions, contact me 080-6000-2862. 080-6000-2862. Just reach out to me anytime, and I'll be able to help answer questions or tell you how far we are going to go in preparing for the content creation masterclass coming up next month. 080-6000-2862.
All right, so there's a message here. This one says, "Good afternoon, gentlemen. Please, I want to learn ethical hacking. How do I go about it?"
Yeah, there are institutes that teach ethical hacking in Nigeria. There are so many institutes that teach it. But before you get to the level of ethical hacking, do you have any IT knowledge at all whatsoever? Yes, because we don't want you to struggle when you go for ethical hacking. What basic IT skills or computer software courses have you done before now that you say that, you started from here, so that when you're being, when you get into class, when you know nothing about that course, you tend to struggle because they are speaking Latin, according to a friend of mine, that they are speaking Latin to him when he got to a class. He went for a Python class. So when he got there, he came back. I asked him, what happened? He said they were speaking
it was
Latin.
Looking like Python dance.
He said they were speaking Latin.
All right, so Michael, you'd share with us your contacts also, because people would like to get across to you and book sessions with you for.
Yeah, like I said, limited slot only, 3 persons, and I'm good. So we could go the whole.
I say with so much pride.
No, I don't. I'm trying to see how I can manage time, so I don't choke myself up. So I get everybody to get to learn properly, so they can have. You not just I went to learn this course. And you don't know so they need to learn. They need to know that they are learning something and they're going back with something. So they could reach me at my number. My number is 070-6621-9243. That is 070-6621-9243.
All right, that's where we drop the curtains on the show today. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Michael Wago was here, Paul Chimodo also. Feel free to contact them on the numbers they've given to you. And also, you can come to Today 95.1 FM. Just ask for the tech team We're here to address any of your issues. And of course, follow Today 95.1 FM on social media. Today FM 951 Port Harcourt Live on YouTube. And Today FM 951 Live on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. For my personal handle, David Melford Robert. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, David_Melford. Do have yourself a wonderful afternoon. Stay tuned. The news update comes up next.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM. Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. News update.
Hello and good afternoon. This is the news update at 2 on Today 95.1 FM. I am Dave Robert. Crisis appears to be looming in Aga in Ogba, Igbima Ndoni local government area of River State following decisions that have emerged in the community barely a year after the death of the former paramount ruler of the community, His Royal Highness Ignatius Ekezie. Today FM's correspondent Uchendu Ejo gathered that while some indigents of the community have set up a committee to review a reported constitution allegedly single-handedly written by the late Eze Ali, another set of individuals have gone ahead to set up a different committee to spearhead an electoral process to have a new paramount ruler. Speaking during the inauguration of the 15-man committee, Eze Chukwuma Ekegbo, one of the village heads, welcomed the decision to have the community constitution reviewed. Eze Ekegbo advised the Constitution Reviewing Committee to stick to the month deadline on the review of the constitution, which he said will serve as a guide through the process of selecting a new paramount ruler. Elsewhere, residents of Yenagua in Bayelsa State have reportedly invaded and looted a warehouse where food palliatives are kept. The warehouse, located in Pansia suburb of the state capital, is where the 2022 food palliatives were stored. However, it is not confirmed whether the subsidy palliatives provided by President Bola Tinubu to states to cushion the effects of the subsidy removal are among the items looted by the hungry residents. Confirming the invasion of the warehouse, the Bayelsa State Emergency Management Agency said the incident occurred at about yesterday. The Director General, Walam Igburia, alongside some BYSMA personnel, left the warehouse premises. In the statement, they condemned the action of the yet-to-be-identified looters and the attempt to politicize the incident by the opposition elements in the state. The Independent Petroleum Market Association of Nigeria has cautioned Southeast governors against their attempt to take over the role of the regulators of downstream petroleum operations in the region. The association condemned the invasion of marketers' outlets by state government in the guise of enforcing fuel prices and monitoring oil dispensing machines at filling stations. IPMAN chairman at Enugu Depot, who is also in charge of Anambra, Ebonyi and Enugu states, Chinedu Ayaso, said this while addressing reporters in Awka, Anambra State. He urged the governors to call their aides to order to avoid having a collision with IPMAN. Meanwhile, the Minister of Art, Culture and Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, has denied issuing statement on her Nigerian Youth Service Corps status as a servant minister, which is circulating on social media. The minister issued the rebuttal in a statement signed by the Deputy Director, Press Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation. She asked the public to be cautious of unverified information. And on the foreign scene, French President Emmanuel Macron says France's ambassador to Niger Republic is still in the coup-hit Sahel country despite an ultimatum from the new army leaders to leave his post. During a major foreign ministry speech to ambassadors gathered in Paris, Macron confirmed that French envoy Sylvain Tay was listening in from Niger's capital Niamey, despite being given a 48-hour deadline to leave the country last Friday. On Friday, Niger's foreign ministry announced that French ambassador Ite had 48 hours to leave, saying he had refused to meet with the new rulers and citing French government actions that he said were contrary to the interest of Niger. That was the news update at 2 on Today 95.1 FM. Do stay tuned. More interesting programs coming your way. I am Dave Robert. Good afternoon.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
I am a proud Nigerian. I have been placed here by God for a time such as this.
Pack my bags, I ain't coming. The degradation, challenges, and problems faced by Nigeria are the perfect backdrop for me to develop and utilize my God-given potential.
I will not complain. I will not criticize. Rather, I will use my skills, gifts, relationships,
and experience to find long-lasting and revolutionary solutions to the many challenges confronting Nigeria.
Nigeria will rise again.
Because I am here, I will leave this nation
a better place than I met it. I will work to make Nigeria a praise on the earth.
Make Nigeria a praise on the earth. So help me God.
Let me tell you how I got this far.
This message is brought to you by Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
Some people will carry human head in their boot and they will not charge them because they are collecting bribe.
When they go collect salary, then go say government need to pay them bribe. All these taxi drivers safe. They don't even get papers. Even driver's license safe, they no get.
Now you back there. Hold on there.
Their cars are in bad shape, very, very bad shape. They have no ethics of driving. That is why they will continue to bribe so that they can have their way.
I go shoot you down. I go shoot you.
Headlight, you no get. Side mirror, you no get. Motorway to where they carry animal. Now you take put for road to carry human being. You don't even wind the motor when rain they fall. You don't get conscience at all.
Take, you be number 15. You be number 5. More than enough to get on a number.
Let's allow them do their job. Do not obstruct justice by giving or taking bribe. Avail yourself a check. Even you, Oga driver, stop reckless driving and always update your papers. This information
is brought to you by Today 95.1 FM,
Voice of the People.
Officer, give me change. Now 1,000 I give you.
This is Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
They are politicians, all of them. They know what they do.
So they know how they attack each other.
And
to stay connected all day, press 1.
The person who raised the name is the one who made the
to talk that talk on Today 95.1 FM. A very good afternoon to you. 10 minutes gone past the hour of 2. It's the 28th day in the month of August 2023. We'll soon hop into the month of September, right? All this money that we're hustling for, at the end of the day, last you live 90 something years, you won't take any penny down to the other side. So please don't do anything illegitimate because you want to make money. That's why I often laugh at people, public office holders. Somebody will say, you like talking about these people. I can't stop talking about them because they have also contributed negatively to the poverty in Africa and the poverty in Nigeria. They heap up billions and billions and billions, buy houses that they won't live in. At the end of the day, once the man lives, depending on how God wants him to live, and someone says, someone said in one Nollywood movie, he was taking an oath and he says, if he does this, he should peme. And the other person asks, what is peme? So last, by the time God calls him home, he won't take one of those houses home. So please, let's learn to share these resources, let it go around. Okay? Now, I wanted to also ask, the palliative, how far? The River State portion, haven't we received ours? Or is it on the way? The 5 trucks of rice and the 5 billion naira. Or ours is in the warehouse. Please, we need information as to where, how, if we've received our own part of the palliative. Because like I said, when I treated that issue, I said, whether you like it or not, even though most people are saying, oh, they should fix refineries, they should do this, they should do that. In as much as it has to do with sharing, they will share. What we know how to do in Nigeria is to share. The other day, I talked about how Uche Chukwuka, the former minister of solid minerals, said we lose about, is it $9 billion of gold yearly. That's between January and December. This product, and they don't give accounts. About $9 billion of illegally mined gold leaves Nigeria. So you can't say Nigeria is poor. Nigeria is not poor. River State is not poor. All right, let's talk about today's topic. But please, if anyone has information about our own palliative, the River State palliative, the 5 trucks of rice and the 5 billion naira. In fact, let me just talk about the 5 trucks of rice. If that one can get to the common people, at least they will still eat it. All right? So, if anybody has any information, please let us know. If we've received ours, because the government hasn't said anything, if we've received ours, okay? We need to know. Because the money that was shared is not a personal money. It's money from oil and gas. So it belongs to everyone. Now, let's look at illegal trading that has resurfaced in our cities. It has resurfaced. It is here with us. And we must do something about it. When it comes to the provision of market, it is within the purview of the local government. Even though the state government have swallowed up the local government, you have what they call joint account. And it has been a kids, and someone came back home and gave you money. And the moment the visitor leaves, an uncle and auntie, a visitor leaves, your mother will, stretch her hand. Oh yeah, give me the money. You say, mommy, say, shut up. All the food where they chop, they come from. She takes the money. Right? Did it happen to you? It happened to me. During Christmas happens between the local and the state government. When you have what you call a joint account. So until you go back to the constitution and you break that yoke, so you can have state government accounts, you now have local government accounts. So if money is being shared from Abuja, it goes straight into the local government account. Then 2, you also have opportunity of these communities picking their own person as a local government chairman. They know themselves. So when it's time for election, local government election, someone I think posited that INEC should also conduct the local government elections, not the RESECs in each state, even though INEC also have, their own big question mark. But let the communities choose who they want. So candidates will be filed, and then somebody wins, and then the communities now will be able to hold that person responsible, knowing how much came into their in their local government. Of course, communities make up the local government, so they will know how much came in. Just like in those days when local governments were, constructing 1-2 kilometers of road, building market stores, bringing in transformers. These are basic things, ensuring that the street lights are working. Now, state government, since they have swallowed the money, they have to swallow the responsibility also. So that's why people call on the state government to ensure that street lights are working within Port Harcourt, because it is very disgraceful that you drive from one end to the other and street lights are not working. And you ask yourself a question: what will it take for street lights to work? Is it that we don't have government anymore? Or must people shout for basic things before it is done? No, it's not supposed to be so. So local government is also saddled with the responsibility of ensuring that parks and markets are working. They are the ones who are supposed to build market stalls. Now, if you take a look at our roads, Choba Junction, Rumosi Junction, Ozoba Junction, where again? Different junctions, street trading has resumed again. There was a time we had task force, they had their clashes. The task force also had their own excesses. The market people also had their own excesses. But some residents have come out to complain that there's a resurgence of roadside trading along major roads. What these traders do is that they block the road in such a way that even vehicles find it difficult to pass. You have a whole lot of traffic within those areas, and in some cases, or in most cases, passers-by, might even be hit by a vehicle. Accidents can happen. A lot of things can happen. Even the traders who push themselves to the roadside are not even safe. The question is, must you go to the road to sell before you can sell your wares, your products? You see crayfish, pepper, tomatoes. They want to sell fresh fish, that catfish. You're passing by and that catfish is dangling inside the water. So the water just splashes on you and you are well dressed, going for an occasion. Why? Because people are by the roadside selling meat. They have pushed themselves. If you go to Choba Junction, just on that East West Road, they'll leave the market and come to the roadside to sell, including Sundays. Go to Rumosi Junction. It's the same thing. Once you get to Rumosi, if you're coming from Birikwere, you must encounter traffic there. Go to Zoba Junction. If you're coming from Choba Axis, Roma Logo, or you're coming from the other end, AIT, Axis, you must meet traffic by that junction. People now decide to sell on the road. And gradually, before you know it, they will close the road. So vehicles will now be flying, or they will do another flyover so they can sell under. No wonder when the governor was building the flyovers, he had to put those wire mesh so that people won't turn under the flyover to what you call marketplace. Because trust me, if those wire mesh were not, installed, under the flyover would have turned into a market square. So we're going to look at the issue from different angles. For the traders, they are complaining that the reason why they have to sell by the roadside, one, is because the economy is not smiling. Some of them were not even business people in the first place. Two, is because the stalls or the shops are very expensive. That's their own excuse. But I've also discovered that even places where they have cheap stores or shops, people decide to even sell by the roadside because they feel when customers just come in, they will just buy from them. Customers wouldn't bother to, come into the market. But let's also take a look at the architecture of the market. For instance, the Choba Junction market. With all the money that has been made so far over the years, I was thinking that by now would have had a well-structured market built in that environment. But no. If it rains, the place becomes a stinking environment. Is it not possible that they would have built market stores in 2 or 3 story, maybe put food items downstairs, then first floor you can put provision, then second floor you can put materials, cloth materials and some other wares? Is it rocket science to build such a thing and then fence it round? So when people come, you go into the market and you buy your stuff. You have meat section, you have section for tomatoes and pepper, because those people are always, looking funny. That's how markets are. You also have a section where they sell soup items, right? So you can, divide it in that manner. But all the food, this thing will be downstairs. I'm sure those who are even close to the local government chairman should be putting down what I'm saying. If they don't have such idea, put it down so you can implement it. Whether you implement it or not, it's an idea, and you're getting it for free. You're not paying. So I was thinking they would have built such a thing over there, 1-2 story. You can use beams, right? And then you divide it into stores so it can be cheap. So you just put your table and you sell, and then fence it, so no one will be able to go out to sell anything. Let's now see if there's a spirit that pushes them out of the place. So on one end, they are complaining that the reason why they have to sell by the roadside is because these shops are expensive. Because if you take a look at their wares, for some people, if you put everything in total, it's just maybe around 30,000. Someone, for instance, someone who is selling palm oil, melon, what you call egusi, I'll use some local names so you can identify them. Achi, pepper, all those small soup items. Okay, there are people who sell that, right? If you put everything together, it's just 30,000-40,000 on the table. There are some who are also selling stew items, tomatoes in sachet, cubes, all kinds of spices. There are people who sell that. They also sell carrots, green beans, and everything. So if you want to cook rice or stew or anything of such, you want to do cabbage, you go to such. There are people who sell that. There are also people who sell meat, flesh and the cow head. Then there are people who sell assorted, what in local parlance you call ngongo. You have roundabout, you have towel, you have liver, then you have floater, right? I used to eat floater in those days. And then you have people who sell vegetables, water leaf, pumpkin leaf, normal vegetable, vegetables. For those who sell vegetables, if you put everything together, it's not more than 10,000. So if you're building stalls for those kind of people, the kind of, so it's just like a fence-like arrangement where they'll just put their table, come very small, this thing like that. So everybody will stay in their corner, okay? You stay in your corner. You can do it face me, I face you kind of arrangement, in batches like that. The foundation, first floor, second floor, third floor. Then maybe second floor where you deposit those who sell provisions, because their own market is a little bit large, okay? For those who sell provision, okay, their market goes as far as 500,000 to $1 million, because if you go to some of those shops, you see soap, cream, name it. So, their own sum total of what they have in their shop is around that range. So you can build, a secondary section for them, first floor. So anybody who wants to buy toiletries, provisions, you just go to first floor. Then if there are those who sell materials, cloth materials. You want to buy cloth materials. they can now go to the second floor. So you know the kind of shop you build for those people and the price range you put, maybe monthly or quarterly or yearly. But for those who sell petty things, those small stalls, it doesn't take much. They use 6 inches block, right, to do the demarcation. Okay, they can arrange their own table, arrange their own chair, and put it there. So that's what the market women are saying, that these are the reasons why they have to sell by the roadside.
Family, I wonder what's going on. Does it mean that government are not seeing what is going on, or are they waiting to see the result of or the outcome of this kind of activity? That people will live inside market and now blocking the street, blocking the road in the name of selling and buying. I think the government has the power to do what is necessary. If where they are selling are not enough, government will provide a wide market for.
It is an issue. The government needs to address the issue of rampant illegal street trading on major roads, particularly where cars are moving. These traders, though struggling to make a living, but they are putting the safety of the public at risk by selling their goods on the roadside. It is now a common sight to see vendors mingling among the vehicles, obstructing traffic and leading to accidents. It is vital that our government takes strong action to.
This thing not be so we no one go inside go sell market. If you look very well, I go see say no space. And as this market be enough, we go inside. They had customer to enter, come buy market from us. This numero do they stay now they sell. Now there we they see small thing. They take train our children. They make we they cry. They call government, we they come home. Help us make enough space for us. Where we go there, they sell our market. We go inside.
Now there would they benefit though. In terms of renting of shop, don't have money. The money is not there. The shop rent is high and we cannot afford it. Inside market, there's no longer space. So instead of staying in the house, some more come out here and come find our belly. I make anyhow children waiting for house to chop. So we they plead to government to help us provide enough space.
So that's it. The residents are complaining that government should do something. But if there are places where you don't have markets, people just decide to sell by the roadside. For instance, the Choba market in the evening. The Choba junction in the evening. You have people who sell food items, suya, fruit, clothing, wares. There's a time they chase them, tax force will come chase them for where? You chase them today, they will come back tomorrow. Chase them tomorrow, they will come back the next day. How can we solve that problem? If you chase those people out, and you stop them from selling, you are depriving families. Don't also forget that the Nigerian economy is not smiling. People are just trying to survive in this country now. People are just trying to survive. Let's take that into consideration. I heard a particular area was demolished it was in Lagos, and a particular woman was crying. She was saying, where will she start from? So, in our own climate, government demolishes, but probably government does not make alternative arrangements. That's another issue. So for those who sell by the roadside, in the evening, if you go to Choba Junction, you see people selling clothes, shoes, suya, food, fast food, ready-made food, fruit, chargers, name it. They are all hustling to make ends meet. How do we solve that problem without necessarily creating more problems? By putting people out of business. That's one. Two, for the designated markets, like at Rumosi Junction, you have a market there, but people prefer to sell by the roadside in the evening most times. So you have traffic. Choba Junction is the same thing during the day. You have the designated market, but you also have people who come out to sell. How do we solve that problem? I heard in my 3, I think the local government chairman sent some people to chase those people away. Now my question is, where will those people go to? The truth of the matter is that by the day, as the day goes by, more people are tending towards opening small things here and there to sell because there's no job. On my road here, Today FM road, you have small shops emanating. And if you check, all these people who are selling this thing, they have families. Good. Nated markets that people also come out to sell most times in the evening or even during the day. If you go to Choba Junction now, during the day now, you'll see people selling along that area that is not designated. Of course, you have the malls that have been taken over by the big boys. But these people sell petty things. So if you build those kind of malls, where would they get money? If they sell all their goods, it won't be enough to even pay for a month. So the big boys can take those. But how do you solve this other problem? Putting these people in an enclosed environment without necessarily for them to come out by the roadside to sell, whether in the morning, afternoon, or in the evening. How do we solve this problem without necessarily pushing people back into poverty? Because people day by day are going down the drain into poverty because of anti-people policy of government. Let's talk about this issue. How do we solve the problem without necessarily creating more problems? Because task force has gone there over and over. They will chase them, they will come back. In fact, you finish chasing them 1 hour later, people will start setting up their thing. And when you ask them what they say, will government give them money to eat? Will government give them food? What is it that government is doing for them that they have to hustle? Sometimes you are just tired. You interview these people, you talk with them, they tell you government doesn't have alternative for them. A particular woman told me, he said, my pikin, if I close this my shop, if I close this table now, no sell again, how I go take feed my children for house? That she's a widow. Where will she also get money to rent a shop that is so expensive? That's the question she was asking me. I was just looking at her like this. She was asking me, say, my pikin, answer me now. Journalist, answer me. I said, Mama is okay. So let's talk about it. 0817 000951. Because the truth of the matter is defacing the city. That's the truth. But on the other end, also know that there's poverty in the land and people are also trying to survive. How do we balance it? Solving the problem without necessarily creating more problem, pushing people more into poverty or into illegal things. 0817 000951 and 0810 9510 951. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Maxwell.
Onu Samuel, good to have you, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. God bless you. You see, when government pay attention to their selfish interest in terms of embezzling, they give priority to the wealth they are desiring to acquire. The embezzlement, the corruption is matters to them than there are people that have placed them in that office to govern them in order for them to rejoice. When government does not put attention to themselves, disorderliness becomes the order of the day in our society.
But Onu Samuel, don't also forget that some of these people deliberately come to the roadside to sell, not because there's no market.
Mr. Marshall, I'm not speaking that part.
Okay.
Sometimes, even when I'm coming from trader houses, when I see them, it gets me irritated. I get offended, but yet there is nothing I can do because people take out of the road in order to do their businesses, and that is out of wickedness. But if the government refuses to take the number one, the primary responsibility of the reason why they are being elected into office to take care of the people, that is what you see. If you go to so many, come to a market or massive market, the complaint they are giving that there is no space, that is a lie. It has become part, it's like a ritual, it's a tradition now to sell on the road. because they are believing that and they are faking that.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Onu Samuel. Please call back so we can finish this conversation. I'm so sorry. Engineer, please, can you come in? I need your help right now as we speak. Engineer, if you're listening, please come in. You need to fix one of the phone lines for me. Hello, good afternoon. Engineer Cho, your attention is needed wherever you are. Please come. I need your help. All right, send in your messages and I'll take them. The traders have the right to sell on the road. That is the opinion. Another opinion is that Nigeria is a failed state where law and order is not obeyed. Solution: immediately we start enforcing law and order, nobody will be interested to sell at the roadside. GC, you sent in this one. Can you please explain further? Not just Choba Zoba is the worst. The traders there, they practically block the road in the evening, leaving just one tiny space for cars to pass, including trailers. Please, they should be advised. It is dangerous. It's not just about making a living, but the safety of their lives is important and paramount. Innocent child, you sent in that one. The 0701-9339-962 accommodate WhatsApp and regular messages also. Fortune says, good afternoon, Lucky Maxwell. It will surprise you that there are some traders who own shops in the market, but procure people or their girls to sell on the roadside. Yes, I agree. I know most traders who do this. So the excuse of expensive nature of the shop is not a palatable one for me. All right? And that's what I said. Why is it that people will have shops, but they will prefer to come outside to come and sell? And tomorrow you say government. Are we also being fair to ourselves? All right, this one says, good afternoon, Mr. Maxwell. On the roadside trading, the local government should construct some stalls under the flyovers and move the roadside traders to the empty spaces. I saw this in one of the smallest West African countries that I visited in 2019, and it was well organized. There are empty spaces under the flyovers, and in some cases, the traders sell mostly close to where the flyovers are located. The local government can also generate revenue from this. Thanks. Paul Michael from Ada George. You know, Paul Michael, the issue is that we don't even have the town planning arrangement has been distorted. Even government themselves too have used their hand to distort the master plan. That's another issue. And you know, in this climb, we're not creative. We just build things out of, let us just build, because probably some people want to make money from it. That's another issue. So you saw that in a small African country, right? The question is, do we plan our cities in that manner? That's the issue. For instance, for some people have said, some places where the flyovers were located was irrelevant. But the question is, in the master plan, is it there? Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Maxwell, in conclusion.
Yes, please. Yes.
Only Samuel. See, sometimes I generate compassion on this, especially the old men and young girls that are venturing into business in order to support their life and destiny. It's quite understandable. But when they talk about, say, there is no space in the various markets, sometimes I go into the market and I purchase things and I see space and I talk to these women. So why are you here? You're taking almost half of the road.
Exactly. There's space inside the market. Yeah, you want to sell by the roadside.
Go to Rumumati after the going towards the market junction. In the evening, you see, Madam, what are you people doing? Everywhere. But the other way around, you cannot even you cannot even stop them again because it's like a ritual. It's become part of them. So it is only government that can think out of the box and give a permanent solution to the irritating display of traders on our various roads and streets. Not that the spaces, yes, there are limited spaces, but not that spaces are not there. The local government, that is why there is nothing I can do in this life that I will not call the government Maxwell.
Must we always call the government? That's the question I'm asking.
We must, because them, to just like what you say, they have gone out of the master plan of Tobacco. They have gone out of the master plan of liberty. So everybody is just living anyhow. That is the problem. Until the government thinks inward, the local government knows that their responsibility is to create an atmosphere to take care of their people and make businesses to flourish and put the environment in order in decent and orderly manner. Not to concentrate in what they will. Once they enter office, what they think about it, how much I will present the assets I will give. It's wrong. That is why we have protection like this everywhere and just scatter. My brother, in the evening, you enter some places. You get angry, just like I am.
Okay, Samuel, before you go, can I ask?
My brother, let me tell you. The very slow, the streets we have, because government are so distracted, they are setting space you should keep. They are setting parameter you should keep before starting your foundation. Those are the master plans, and government can make that spaces available and create things in order to accommodate people for their small scale businesses. When you see people building from one to indiscriminately.
Sorry, honest Samuel, before you go, are you aware if we've gotten our own 5 trucks of rice?
my brother, I'm still listening to my local government chairman and whether they will announce. For me, I've not seen any from outside that I came from. So I'm waiting. The day they will share me too, I will go to Buguma. If they give me, fine. If they don't give me, I come home. It's my right. I'm not bigger than the gift of liberty. I am not bigger than the gift given to my HGA. So who will make that mistake? You understand? So if they give that gift, I will travel home and take my portion and give to whosoever I want to give.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Nobody's willing to answer. Have you seen the truckload of rice? Pat says, I don't blame them. They need to sell faster at the roadside to fight the hunger rate. Is that enough reason to block the road because you want to sell faster? That's another thing. Kanu says, Max, you've talked about rowdiness of our market environment. It's a reflection of the leadership failure. Do the government, state, and non-functioning local government have market policy? In recent years, why would they not be on the road? Ordinarily, the traders would have been categorized and physical structures provided. The leaders are lawless themselves and the people follow suit. The new Mile 1 market has remained locked for a long while. Visionless leaders. Yes, I was going to ask, when will they open the Mile 1 market that was built with taxpayers' money? GC says, to explain further, most traders have a shop inside the market, but they prefer selling at the roadside. Therefore, let law take its course. Thank you, GC. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Zion.
Yes, good to have you. Go ahead, Mr. Zion.
When I say that we are too quick to call the government, appropriation will not consider the context of governance, people, and administration. Having graduated from that school of thought, my perception changed. Are you aware most of these markets, there are specific numbers that have been detailed to be there? Some markets are meant to contain just 2,000 persons.
I agree with you.
You see 5,000, 10,000. So what do we do? Even the government structure says this market is 2,000. This facility is 2,000. But the people on their own will occupy the market. Let's take the oil mill market as a case study. I hear there's now a drop, as in, when I mean a dropout, as in an overflow of the market to other regions. But why are we saying of the government at this point? They would have seen that there's an overflow of the market and now locate another site for another market. If they cannot locate another site, there are still lands. They can buy all those lands, pay off property owners because of this market. But don't forget, the people have this mentality to sell on the road. They believe without the road, nothing, nobody will come, nothing will work. I want to use this medium to call on the River State government to liaise with aggrieved parties that took the My One market to court. Liaise with them, brought that case home, counsel the case, and open that My One market. That market is overdue. I stand to be corrected when a property is not being used or handled over a short period, the facilities will start getting bad.
No, that one is basic, It's basic.
And also aggrieved members too. Go talk with the government. You are not the only one suffering. It's a general thing. A lot of us are suffering. Who should have a shop there? Who don't have yet? Who ought to go there to do business but cannot go because of these issues? So please withdraw this matter from court and ameliorate the issue. Shop owners, go collect your shops. And to we the people, please stop selling on the road. Stop it. It does not make good. It does not make fine. But man, I'm still saying it. I want to say this. It is time some of us to go back to our villages and communities and do agriculture.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Zion.
Back to the city.
Thank you, Mr. Zion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This one says, hello, Max. In this matter, I don't envy the government. There's so much poverty, like the widow you interviewed. But the truth is that the traders are causing so much havoc. Example, go to Rumaholo by Rumokoro Junction in the evening. You will not see where to drive through. I've been there. Also, with those taxes there too, what will the government do now? The community and local government area guys are contributing to the menace. Pastor Vincent, thank you. You sent in that one. But is that not the reason we have also talked about decentralizing the city? Because that's another issue. What is causing this issue is multifaceted. It's multifaceted. I've talked with a lot of people, and all the excuse they will tell you is poverty. Everybody, they are trying to hustle. They are trying to make ends meet. Would you also blame them? Yes and no. The government also. Is the local government functioning the way it's supposed to function? Like, can we say the local government is independent? Do we have that kind of system? Most times what you hear is we are pleading with the state government. And I explained before the entrance of the show that you have what you call jack account. Why is it that yoke hasn't been broken? That local government can get their funds? Because whoever gets your money is the person who will control you. That's the truth. Whoever has the money has the control. So if local government can receive their funds, if local government elections can be conducted without, too many influence from the governor, then the local government will be independent and they will do their jobs. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Wellington, good to have you.
Yes.
Have you seen your truckload of rice?
I don't want to talk about that. Before they say we have gone to break the store where the police is. You're laughing. Everybody who come and arrest us. You are part of the people that were talking about that palliative and the stars broken. Let me talk about the traders. Let me take you back to Port Harcourt Township. Okay, do you know where it's called New Market? So New Market to Hawkers Market, you can trek down in Chelsea, correct? You know market they call Hawkers Market those days? I thought if person take 1 to 2, that's zero. Okay, Master, I don't know that. Now, I brought up in this case. See, Master, the local government chairmen are not planning a transparency agency for the account to get it. The local government is going to get it, and it's coming, influx coming in. They are not thinking.
Wellington, can you speak up so we can hear you very clear?
They are not thinking.
Okay.
They are not thinking. If they are thinking, those days, from new market, if you are an Oka, when it goes to 4 o'clock, Oka's market begins to sell. They also have evening market there. They don't block the road in those days. Then when you move further, you have another market around the what they call it, Nava market. No, because this current local government chairman, I'm not embarrassing them, but we are creating ideas, please. Don't quote me wrong. Now, when the council chairman begins to understand that your city or the council where you are, your local government, is increasing, and you know you're making revenue from that market, you create space, you create market space for the influx. The city is growing. You don't expect everything the governor. You have to think and then brought forth to the governor. Look, Your Excellency, I need to build another market. My local government is expanding. I need approval. The governor will not look into it and say, okay, where do you want to create market? If the Mokoro market is not taking, you move further, you buy more space. You begin to think. People are going to SMEs. You don't expect them to sit at home. The civil servant cannot contain everybody. So you begin to think, expand your knowledge. Begin to see what do we do to talk to you about. If you create this space, you also create time because everybody cannot come to the market at the same time. In those days, we have evening market and they don't block the road. As we said, to create space for evening market, once the market is closed by this, the evening space, people take that space. It's possible. These are thinking. It's possible. So that this party can have space and go into SME because the government cannot employ. Then those who choose to do that, the council will create up a committee that address this issue. It will not be too rowdy. There's no every time calling on the governor, my good governor. You have to as a chairman, you have to think and come up with the governor. Your Excellency, this is the solution we can solve this problem. So that the governor will say, okay, I will give you this award, this is this. You go and build market, create this space, so that the road will be free for people. That's not the truth. Thank you and God bless you, Master.
Thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome. Chris, go ahead, sir.
Let me say this well. In most of these market women, they are not there for paying cycle. They are paying to people. You know that one?
I know they are paying, but is that the reason why they should not block the road?
No, if we want to blame this market, we will blame the community chiefs and the CDCs and the community boys and all of them now. They contribute because they are the one who ask them go there and stay. That's my position. It's my grant. Every time they come to ask them now, they collect homage now. So to me, if they want to stop all these things, they should start from the chiefs and the CDC. Ask them to stop collecting money from those women and look for a place where they can. And like my one market where government, they build the market. How can you collect a shop from somebody that has been using the shop since 1990? You, after building the shop, you now push the person away. Where do you want the person to start to stand still? Not everybody knows how to steal now. There are some people that every day, if they don't go out, you will not hear swine for their post. Any day they go out, if they see swine, that is, they are coming back, buy fish and they buy this. It's every day this thing now. And so not everybody have money in the bank. So they should consider them, give them back their shop. Ask them to pay little amount. Not when you finish building the shop, ask the market women that are selling vegetables to pay you 30,000 per month. Where is he going to get the 30,000 to pay you? That's the problem. They should do what they're supposed to do and see if they will go.
Thank you. Dr. Chris, please, if you're listening, can you just send a message to... I need to talk with you, Dr. Chris, if you're listening. I don't know if you're listening, but if you're listening, please send a message to me via this number, 0701-933-9962. There's something very important I need to discuss with you. Chibike Ibarra from Eli Brother says, In as much as I don't subscribe to roadside trading, but it is crystal clear that our so-called leaders have failed and will continue to fail since they have failed to replicate what they have been seeing in the Western countries. One, the functions of government is to provide enabling environment for businesses to thrive, but chose the opposite. To me, I felt that our leaders derive joy when the masses are suffering and wailing. I beg we need to be recolonized. Again, palliative, that's not a priority for now. Celebration of Gas inauguration as minister is in the front burner at the moment. Then again, instruction will come. Then again, instruction would come. He settles down on how the palliative will be distributed. What do you mean by that? I don't understand what you mean by that. Why would you say palliative is not on the front burner? Good afternoon, Mr. Maxwell. Stephen Ume says most of these women are people whose husband told not to work and remain as housewives. But since 2015, when Buhari came on board with his anti-people policy, they lost their job, and the same wife who's meant to be housewife now have no choice but to go out and look for how to take care of herself and children, thereby causing plenty of havoc by the roadside. Stephen Ume, thank you very much. I think we can squeeze in one more. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Welcome, sir. Go ahead.
My name is Colin Agumag.
Yes, please.
I'm the civil secretary of Idola University.
Go ahead, sir. Hello, sir. Hello? 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 Oh boy, what went wrong? All right, that's much we can take on the conversation today. We hope that the authorities will do the needful, and we also hope that people will abide by laws. If you have shop, there's no need coming to by the roadside to sell. I think if everybody respect themselves, go inside their shop to sell, people will still come in and buy, so that our roads can be free, so that people can buy. In as much as we're blaming government, we know, in so many areas government has failed. That's the truth of the matter. Because government ought to ensure that environment, you think out of the box. As the population is increasing, you're also increasing capacity. You can't say if you build a particular market for 2,000 persons that it will remain the same. No, it doesn't work like that. In other societies, they expand. As the population increases, they expand the school system, they expand the markets, even the parks. They look for alternatives. Over there, people are busy thinking. Government officials are busy, public office holders are busy thinking of solutions. Here is looting. Thank you very much. The sports gang will be coming up next.
Every child deserves to be happy. Every child deserves to laugh. Years after Nigeria adopted international prohibitions on child labor into law, millions of children in the country are still engaged in child labor activities. The International Labour Organization estimates that about 25% of Nigeria's 80 million children under the age of 14 are now in the workforce. Every child deserves a childhood. Let us all rise in every hood to give every child, regardless creed, belief, or tribe, a pleasant childhood filled with laughter. This message is brought to you by the voice of the people. Today 95.1 FM.
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
This is what we've waited for. The showdown. The fastest men in the world.
Hearts racing.
One light, two lights. They're backing off and backing.
Pulse rising.
Who will come out on top? Who will take 3 lights, 4 lights. He's ready to be the star.
The anticipation.
Powerful, strong. There's Beckham. Tyson get right. Hold all the way.
The heart stops. Catch the sports gang on Sports Attack Mondays through Fridays, 7:30 a.m. And today's Sport Live, 3 to 4 p.m. And also on the weekends, 1 to 6 p.m. Only on your premium sports radio. Today, 95.1 FM.
Hello, my name is Kanu Wanko, aka Papilo. For the latest and trending sports stories, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
We feel disappointed, but it's a game of football. It's either you lose, you win, or you draw. So we just have to accept it. And this is not the end of our lives generally, and we still have a lot to do in the league. Yeah, we did all we could do to see that we win, but it's a game of football. Like I said, there's nothing we didn't do, as you can see by yourself. We tried to win, but it wasn't just our day, so we just have to accept it. We felt disappointed, but it's a football, there's nothing we can do.
And the feeling says it all. It was all-round disappointment at the Elephant Park to the Sky Blue Park as well in Ikene, where Remo Stars and Eyimba have both been dumped out of this season's CAF Champions League after failing to get the required result to make it to the next round of the tournament. And that was goalkeeper Ojo Oloronleke speaking about his team disappointment on putting everything right there on the field of play, but that goal, that elusive one goal, just couldn't come. Atule was the brightest of all the players for Yimba, but it turned out not to be his day as he failed to also hit the target on countless occasions. And so the story continues. 5 seasons and counting, and the Nigerian team have been able to qualify for the group stages of the CAF Champions League. The last time we had a team there was a team guided by late Solomon Ogbede, Lobi Stars, and they were the last Nigerian team to play in the morning spinning group stage of the CAF Champions League. Meanwhile, Erling Haaland seemed to be faltering, but the numbers seem to get more exciting as he got on the score sheet yesterday for City in their 2-1 victory over Nottingham Forest. And is it deja vu for Arsenal fans as we saw memories of what happened last season conceding in the first minute of the game? And that was the story of the Gunners in their 2-0 draw against Fulham. A lovely afternoon to you and many thanks for joining us and get another exciting edition of your Afternoon Delight on radio. It is today's Sport Live right here on Premium Talk Radio, Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. My name is Eval Edu and I'm the midfield maestro. I've got my colleagues right here with me in the studio, starting off with Uzo Chuku Uduma. Uzo, good afternoon to you and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Ivan. Good afternoon to Port Harcourt City. It's a good thing to be here this afternoon, despite the fact that Eyimba have really, will I say they've really disappointed because no one saw that coming. No one knew that Eyimba is not going to have at least one goal at home. But it is what it is. Eyimba, they are out of the CAF Champions League. So there's no more Eyimba in the CAF Champions League. And also, I still want to tell Chelsea fans that they should just calm down. It's just Luton Town. Just calm down.
Okay. It's just Luton Town, and the cloak of invisibility heading into the weekend was won by 3 clubs. But as it stands now, 2 have been desecrated, and it's just one man standing. That is Manchester City with a 100% record in the start of the season heading into match day 3. Reliance is also in the analysis part of the show today. It's just match day 3, and we have just one team remaining with 100% record. How tough can this season get? I think it's too early for every team to have tested either a defeat or dropped points in their respective games. And from here, you can only believe that we'll have a fantastic Premier League season. Nice to have you on the show today.
Great to be here. Good afternoon to you. See, when they say it's judgment, that's what we talk like season. I mean, I was like, season don't start too. Season don't start with season. Yes, it's early days, right?
Yeah.
But, did you see the Arsenal game? Then did you see the Manchester United game? Let me leave the Chelsea match because they played Luton Town. Did you see the Liverpool Arsenal game? Newcastle United. Season don't start, Baba. Season, if you know do and where now, there are just few teams. In fact, there's only one team that we've seen for the past 5 seasons that pick up along the line and they surprise everyone. That's Manchester City. But for the rest, season don't start. Great to be here.
The season has started, so make of it what you wish, because it all depends on where the team you support is heading to. For Arsenal, they should start trembling because this weekend is Manchester United, and conceding a goal in the first few seconds of a game reminds them of what happened against Southampton and AFC Bournemouth, where they had to fight their way back to get draws and victories in those particular encounters. So it's more like, where should your team reinforce? It's about 3 days to go before the end of the transfer market, and so what you've got to do quick. Sofian Amrabat was left on the bench once again for Fiorentina, but United haven't put on an official bid. Possibly they're waiting for deadline day before they'll rush us through and get that player off the line.
Iva,
okay.
Do you remember that? How do we call it? Tick tick says the clock.
Tick says the clock.
Tick tick. What you have to do quick.
And those of us in Calabar will now say, "Nkanikado what?" Well, don't mind us. We're just turning around with novice school rhymes. But for some of us who went to some primary school in Calabar, we call it Okpoiwai Primary School. Those who went to the backwaters, to the waterside kind of primary school, you have to put that in our own dialect to make you understand better.
You get
okay. Welcome to the show once again. We have a program that's always entirely interactive. We've got our text and WhatsApp portal 0701-9339-962. I take it again, 0701-9339-962 for our text and WhatsApp portal. We've also got a post on our social media platform, Today95.1 on Facebook, Instagram, and also on Twitter. You can also drop a comment there and we'll take it up real time before the end of the show. For call lines, we'll try to open in due time for you to also have your say on the show. All right, where do we begin? The US Open is about to kickstart later today, if I'm not mistaken. Just reliving the finals between Casper Ruud? Yes, and Carlos Alcaraz last time out, where he got his hands on that particular Grand Slam title. But we're not talking about that. We'll start with the World Athletics Championship. 9 days of events finally came to an end yesterday, and there was no sign of Team Nigeria anywhere. If you like, tumble the table, look from bottom to top. There was no sign of Team Nigeria anywhere on the podium. Reliance, what a sad outing for Team Nigeria.
Very disappointing compared to last time. Last time we had
a gold and one bronze.
I think we had 2 gold medals. Okay, was it the Commonwealth that the Ese Brume had a gold medal? Yeah, it was in the Commonwealth Games, not in the World Athletics Championship. So last time we had a gold medal, and of course from the usual suspects, Toby Amuson, and this time around she couldn't defend it, and the 4x100 meters relay team were disqualified along the line due to a couple of mistakes here and there that should have been avoided. And then you also look at other performers for Nigeria, and they were nowhere to be found. It's quite disappointing, if you want to go by what Nigeria did last year. So disappointing. I think I'm going to be sounding like a broken record if I want to go back to how Nigeria needs to be very deliberate and intentional when it comes to development of sports altogether, but this time specifically athletics, because we've said this over and over. I think it's even open, very open. It's an open secret, open for the blind to see, that it's deteriorating by the day, and the hopes that we have these days are coming from athletes who, one way or the other, find themselves to leave the shores of the country and find a proper development with proper equipment for themselves. Most of our athletes are based in Texas, in Cyprus, different areas in the US and some other countries like that. And we do have athletes who are performing for other countries, and they are from Nigeria, but they're representing other countries. So again, it shows where sport is in the country, where athletics is in the country. Because, I mean, if Chikwebuka Nikuchi can't get it, you know, you simply say it's not good enough at that level. Imabong Suku in the 4x100 meters women, and I think that was the only meet team that Nigeria relay race team that Nigeria had, because others couldn't qualify. You know, so you're talking about the likes of Patience Okon George, Imabong Suku, Rosemary Chukwuka, and who is the other lady that completes the quartet. So I mean, if these ones can't get it,
you mean Usoro?
Sorry,
Usoro.
Yeah, this is certain Usoro, although I can't remember her first name. So if they can't get it, then you're like, who else can get it? You know, these are the ones that you expect. But the problem here is, or should I say, the wonder that many people wonder is, I mean, you see these athletes at the cadet level, and they will perform under 21. You know, they will perform. What happens when they are properly exposed? Is that where they are found wanting? Because if someone began racing at the age of 3, 4, 5, 6, and you start your own at the age of 19, 17, if both of you meet and one had a proper development with state-of-the-art equipment and coaches technicalities at that level, if you both meet, certainly there will be differences, you know, at the echelon of athletics. And I think that is more or less the case at this point. It took Toby how many years of consistency climbing the ladder before she got to where she is at the moment? You know, so it's quite unfortunate. Nothing is going to change. That is the unfortunate truth, because at this point, such a disappointing outing. Nigeria returns. The contingents, the committee, everyone that participated, let's review the performance. Where did we have it wrong? What can we plan for the next athletic event that's coming up in 2025? You know, what can be done at this point? Where did it go wrong for Team Nigeria? Is it the athletes? You know, I can make hundreds of excuses for Toby Amusun, especially when we knew that she wasn't certain to be there. And so that will play on her psychologically. And that is clear. But for other athletes, what happened? Is it the organization? Is it the Athletic Federation of Nigeria? What exactly? So there will be a review committee that will review, know where the problem got wrong, start now to prepare for the next 2 years. But would that happen? Nah, it's not going to happen in Nigeria. Everybody will just be like, all the stakeholders in the athletics industry are like, yeah, Toby, we sympathize, we understand that, you know, you're going to do well. Now for this country where people reach quarterfinals of a World Cup and they are being hosted, giving $10,000 respectively in their own. Now for this country, instead of, you know, finding a way to challenge them to get to the echelons of that competition that Nigeria has not gotten to before. So there's no guarantee that anything is going to be done in view of what happens in the next 2 years.
And if we go ahead and set up those committees, we know how it ends. Sometimes the committees have some eggheads in there. They come up with a very good report, very concise report. They come up with a good one, and they present the recommendations to you. Maybe 200 pages thick, and they put it inside a locker and lock it and throw the key away. We don't implement those recommendations, because if we were to implement recommendations, beg your pardon, we would have had so many things going forward. Because by the time you see a problem and a solution for that problem is being proffered and you apply it, there's no how you won't solve at least 50% of that problem, and you keep on improving by the way. So sometimes you have committees that are dormant, you have committees that are active, get your report, submit it, make recommendations, and you forget to implement.
And the politics will play on it. Is it Adoke Mesimaka that rejected being a member of the committee?
Yes.
He wrote an open letter to Sunday Dari then. I know one other senior, a veteran journalist in sports, I don't want to mention his name, that also told me that, see, I rejected to be a part of that committee. Because in the end, when recommendations are made, they are not going to be implemented. So it's a sorry situation for the country Nigeria, and maybe not in my generation, but I think it's going to take generations for this mindset to change. Because in the end, you're looking at number one. It's from number one. It has to come from there.
Okay, so you've heard it. Team Nigeria did not get a single medal at the just concluded World.
He didn't even get
Athletics.
close to getting a medal.
Yes, we got very close, and that was Ese Brume. Ese Brume lost a bronze medal by just 4 centimeters,
Okay, yeah.
and she was in 3rd place before the last round of jump. So after her jump, where she has cemented her 3rd place, the athlete, I think from Poland or so, now had the last jump, which eclipsed her jump by just 4 cm. You could imagine how small 4 cm is, Reliance. That's the difference between getting a bronze and coming back empty-handed for Team Nigeria. But we just hope that they can put their acts together. Paris 2024 is around the corner. Preparations will start in earnest. But when we get there, we'll now see the jersey as players.
Is this earnest?
Sorry, athletes have arrived. Then the
jersey house
are still here, or we have 2 sponsors, and they didn't tell me that there was a sponsor for this one, and so we will not allow you to wear. Then we'll now do wash and wear, like Nekwechi did in the last event at the.
But nothing
was it at the Commonwealth Games where he was washing?
I think it was Tokyo. Was it not Tokyo Olympics? No, I think it was at the Olympics.
He washed in the night and wore it in the morning,
and that was because there was a row between. Okay, that one was. I think that one was in basketball.
No.
There was issues around jersey now.
Yeah, that was in athletics.
Yeah, athletics. No, I mean the jersey issue where they say the sport ministry was insistent on a particular jersey. They wouldn't want to use the other jersey because it was a separate individual.
It was in athletics. Because she was watching and wearing. So that is how far we can go in terms of how we do things in this part of the world. Meanwhile, that was a multi-millionaire sponsorship deal.
Yeah,
I think that was by Adidas also, and we failed to get our athletes put that on because he was not in the know when the deal was struck and when they finally delivered. So that was how we had athletes washing and wearing, and then the coach had to do a video so that the whole world will see what's going on in this particular competition. But we just hope that we can avert those dramas, and when we head into the next competition, Nigeria puts a foot down and really turn up in terms of what we have to offer. Smaller countries went there from Africa and got themselves on the medal table. In fact, India got gold in javelin, and India, the last time they won a gold medal, you have to go back to I think the 70s or so. So if India can get a medal, how much more Nigeria? But let's talk about the CAF club competition. It was a very disappointing weekend for Nigerian football. Not entirely though, but in terms of the biggest and most glamorous, it was a very disappointing one. Let's start off with what went down at the Elephant Park in Aba. Recall that Eyimba were to host Al Ali Benghazi in the second leg of the CAF preliminary round competition, CAF Champions League preliminary rounds. First leg ended 4-3 in Benghazi against Al Ali Benghazi of Libya, and the Elephant needed just a goal or a victory in that game of any sort to ensure that they qualify to the next round of the competition. But it ended 0-0 in regulation time. They played all they could, but they couldn't find the ball at the back of the net. Let's take a listen to Coach Yema or Olarinwaju, the assistant coach of Eyimba, who they speak about the team's performance yesterday.
First game in Liga was our second week of reception. Despite that, the boys gave a good account of themselves. But I think even me and the head coach will discuss it that the last goal we considered in Libya, that hopefully we are not going to pay for it. And today, we could see that the team was good. This is the way we played in Libya to keep the ball. And unfortunately, we couldn't score yet. It was sad, honestly speaking. The boys were down in the dressing room, and the chairman and everybody was trying to, cheer them up. That the future is bright. We don't want this match to disrupt our season. But everybody is disappointed, and considering the fans, since I came to this club, this is the first time I'm seeing a crowd like this, and so that shows that everybody is ready to to give the club support. So for us, we are disappointed that we couldn't get, after scoring 3 goals in a way, we couldn't get the lone goal that will progress us to the next round. So it was a disappointing one for everyone of us.
All right, so a disappointing one for the team as they failed to get that goal that would have ensured that they qualify to the next round of the tournament. It was more like a homecoming for Kanu, Nwankwo Kanu, the one we nicknamed Papilo in this part of the world. Walked in just before the kickoff to a rousing reception, and he had to milk that ovation again at halftime when he walked around the stadium waving the fans who had turned up in their numbers. And trust journalists will always ask the questions that many want to hear. Is this a bad start for you, Papilo? Let's take a listen to what the ex-international had to say about the game and also his reign as the new Ayimba chairman.
We have to go home with the positives. If you watch the game, it's not like we didn't create the chances. It's not like they did better than us. I can see only one shot at goal against us. The people of Nigeria supported them. Because if you look at the stadium, it's 2. And that's a good sign of a good beginning. When you lose a game, of course, it's a bad one. When you say it's a bad start, I say it's not a bad start. We want to be there, I want to be in the group stage and do what we have to do. But all of us know that 1 + 1 is not 2. And in football, it's like that. So if you take the positive I said, you will say that, yes, they did well. So if we didn't play well and we lost, that's another problem. That's the bad start. But now, Kanu cannot carry the ball and put it inside the post. Sometimes it happens. And it happens to the best team, the best players, and that's football. So you have to move on. And when asking me what will happen next, of course, the boys have to put their heads up. And then know that sometimes in life you fall and you stand up. Sometimes it's football. You win or you don't win. So let us not discourage them. We need to support them and make sure that they do well next time.
Well, an advice coming from someone who should know better as regards this level of football. But again, this is the first time. I think this is the first time in the history of the club they're getting knocked out in the first preliminary round of a CAF Champions League game. And when they talk about omen, they talk about a bad start. I feel the man who asked that question was not out of place to have used this particular occasion to milk out this content from Kanu Nwankwo. Well, Lance, I was there yesterday and I saw it first time. I saw it happen. You could recall while I was on the show yesterday via the phone conversation, my voice was gone because it could just tell the atmosphere everywhere. It was packed to the rafters. In fact, they turned out to watch that game. 500 naira regular, 1,000 naira VIP, and tickets were sold to the fans who turned out to watch. So every kick was followed by a cheer, a chant, and they even urged them to go forward. I realized that there is so much you can do for footballers when they're on that pitch. It is like when your teacher has taught you arithmetics, he has taught you everything, and they set exam. Realize on the exam day, it is you and your God.
It's you
and yourself and your ability,
and the paper
and the paper
and your pay.
There were several occasions where the fans were like, go, 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 and for every ball they were chanting and shouting, pushing the players. But there's so much they can do for you. When they shout and shout, they will come back to and fling their hands in the air. But that was how it was yesterday. Uzo. Chance upon chances upon chances upon chances, all gone begging. Ayimba couldn't find a single goal to make sure they qualify for the next round of the CAF Champions League.
Well, first of all, like I said I think that was on Saturday, I said that one thing about Ayimba fans is that they are going to come out in mass always to support their team. Ayimba is one of the consistent things when it comes to their fan base. They normally come out to watch their side play football. But the thing is, I know that everyone has the right to say that it was a disappointment and they are just players and this is football. You win or you lose, right? But the thing is, I still had issues with the players in that team. Reason being that some of these stars are younger boys just coming in from the NNL, and I don't know of the NLO, but I know of the NLL, and some of them just started their debut in the middle of last season.
But if you check the starting lineup, they were all senior men in regards to Nigerian football. For example, let me try to see if I could recall that particular lineup. We had possibly Chikamso was the only man who could say was just new in that squad. You look at the right back, Wana Asukwa, he's seen it all in Nigerian football, at least for like 3 seasons right now. Chileku was a man who has been doing well for the team. Olalibo Somiari played with Go Round FC before. He'd been with Ayimba almost 3 or 4 seasons now. Ojo Nlorleke, Old Warhorse, Aqua, Sunshine, Abia Warriors, Ayimba now. The midfield had Eze, the man they call Eze Pinto. Eze Ekutuziam also was in midfield alongside Iken Nakupa, was playing for Sunshine Stars in the past. Nduku, Well, that's a relatively new, not too familiar name in the football ecosystem. Then you have on the other side, Ekena Waze, FC Fanyuba, up to the point of being a captain of a team before playing with Eyimba for last 2 seasons. Up front, there was Chijioke Mbaoma, senior man, alongside Joseph Atule, who has been with Lobby Stars before coming to Eyimba. So it's not really a relatively young squad like that, or inexperienced team. They were experienced enough, I feel, on the day, because they had possession up to the point of 80 to 20%. They had shots at goal that outnumbered that of the Libyans to 1, because the Libyans had just 1 shot on target, and it drew a fantastic save from goalkeeper John Loroloke. If he didn't put a hand to that, it would have been a Libyan scoring on their only shot on target in that game. So it was all about not getting the goal. The goal did not come.
Now, Ivan, the thing is, I still have this mindset about anything called Champions League football. It is always different, because you meet professionals from other countries coming to show you who they are really, and these professionals are not just ordinary players, they are champions in their various countries. So if you're going to face that kind of side, be it home or away, you need to go there with the mindset to win. I know that they played very well yesterday, trying as much as possible to get the ball into the back of the net, but I mean, this is Aba, where the Eyimba fans are, and they couldn't get the ball into the back of the net. To me, I still feel that it is a disappointment to me, because just getting a goal would have ended everything. And at that point, yes, the fans were there, and they cheered up as usual, but nothing came out from that. So I just feel that something is wrong with that team. Look at their run in the last season, also in the Super 6. They played very well, but they still struggled to get the goals, to put the ball into the back of the net. Immediately, Obiama, yes, was giving them the goals, despite the fact that so many of the goals we didn't see them on television to know how they entered into the back of the net, but he was giving them the goals. But I think after he left, Eyimba had issues with scoring goal. I know Mboma has been maybe trying to up his game to put those balls into the back of the net, but you can't just depend on one striker. I know he's a senior man, but you can't just depend on one person, because I know his substitute is surely going to be a younger player. You needed if that same quality you have on the pitch also on the bench. So when you see that the person on the pitch is not doing anything, then you bring in the other person at the bench to get the work done. Kanu coming in is not a criteria that you're going to win the match. Anybody that was coming on that day is not a criteria that you win the match. You should know that, number one, you are 1 goal down. Secondly, you are on your own ground. Thirdly, you are not a key to this competition, so you should go there with a different mindset, right? So it's not just coming out to say you were disappointed. Okay, after your disappointment, what next? What next do you have for the fans? I know everyone is going to wait for the next league to come up, but I still think that Eyimba as a team still needs to be sanitized. It still needs to be sanitized.
Reliance, it is not for lack of playing good football yesterday, but that doesn't matter in tournament football where it's knockout and you're out. And this season, it's even changed, right? Going forward, based on the number of games that CAF is planning to get in the calendar year, and going forward, there's no longer second chance, right? If you get knocked out even in this first round, you don't fall to the CAF Confederations Cup. It also ends your journey right there. I didn't believe that the Libyan side would be good enough to knock out Eyimba, but I haven't seen this team score 3 goals away from home.
Excuse me. So I talked about this yesterday, and I could recall one of our regular listeners. I think it was Selawes who called in. I was like, these people were able to score because Benghazi played in Algeria.
Yes.
In Libya, rather.
Yes.
But in Abadi, didn't play.
They didn't play.
So it becomes difficult. Now, if you have a team that, in fact, it's a Nigerian thing. It's a Nigerian club football thing. 20 clubs in the country, they have difficulty scoring goals. Any day, any match day where you see 3 goals, 4 goals, that match they always celebrate them. See, they don't score, reach 3 goals. The difficulty hasn't been eliminated, or at least suppressed to any extent. So they played, they come out, they follow you and play football, and then you were able to score 3 past them. almost won the match, if not, or maybe had a point back home in terms of having a better aggregate. And then in your own house, they will not play. You will be the one to play, just like they played you in their own house. And that has been the antics seen in African football, which has more or less marred the development of African football, because no matter what Al Ahly has done, when they go to the FIFA Club World Cup, you know, sometimes they scrape results, sometimes they get beaten, and I mean easily so. So this is where you measure your might with other clubs or from other continents. And you look at the growth and development of African football, you tend to ask yourself, where has it been? So that's the antics. Now they came to Aba, they did not come to play. And that is where you want to applaud FIFA for introducing every second you waste added to you at the end of the first 45 minutes, at the end of regular. If you were there to watch the game.
It was not applicable in Nigeria for 15 minutes at that time. It should have been more.
And that ends it. So if the FIFA approach now adopted in the English Premier League has been adopted by CAF, then we should be looking at least 20 minutes of additional time in both halves, because definitely you expect those antics of delays, and that will haunt teams here in Nigeria as well, because they are used to it. I've been in several centers where you are more or less annoyed, like you where they watch for Stanley, they vex, like, for crying out loud, stand up and play football. Whether you are the home team or the away team, stand up and play football. And so it's going to become a problem to even the Nigerian teams if adopted by, say, the Nigeria Premier Football League, which I doubt they're going to adopt it, because the extent to which some persons want the development of this league, you know, is questionable. Maybe for this country where some teams go tell you, say, MPFL don't bring TV, they want the cover. Now for my own match, home match, now I want to start. Why they no go start for the other person's match? Whereas that person should know better when it comes to broadcasting, right? Having the league on the match, the league on TV, and what that means in terms of generating revenue. But you feel disappointed. So they didn't play. They made life difficult for a team that comes from a league that don't know how to score goal. Now, when they sit deep and defend with their lives, adding the delay antics and tactics, it becomes very difficult. It renders the attacking threat of Enyimba almost, irrelevant. And so how do they score at that point? So it's quite disappointing, because I could recall when we talked about this. I think that was on last week Monday. We talked about this after the first leg, and you asked me which of the team or the teams is likely to progress, and I told you clearly Enyimba. Why did I say that? Because I was banking on they went away from home and they were able to score 3 goals. How difficult will it be for you to score 1 goal at home? At least to see how further you can go from there. So it's a problem. You don't know how to score ordinarily when you're playing teams that are playing with you. How much more when the team sits so deep? There is no excuse. Enyimba weren't just good enough to score. They would have scored. Now, another thing is, when you play a team that sits deep, you should be thinking of what to do. Like, I don't know the instructions that Finidi had given to the coach.
Unfortunately, Finidi was not on the touch line.
He wasn't, but he should be able to communicate to who is standing on the touch line. There should be I've seen several cases where coaches are banned. I talked about it yesterday. I could recall Sir Alex Ferguson with his telephone was communicating. I could recall Jose Mourinho. I didn't see the Man City game, but I was told yesterday by Zino, who was the mother, from what the report they gather, Pep Guardiola, who is maybe in a hospital in Spain, was communicating on a match day. So the world has gone digital. It should be able to communicate, because I'm thinking, okay, floating the balls and maybe dribbling in. So if you try one and one doesn't work, switch to the other. Sometimes, okay, it's not working, then find a dribbler that finds his way into that box and probably gets to commit a penalty or something.
And that was a major problem, because yesterday, I think some journalists were discussing and they were like, if we had Anayi Wala in this game, we would have won this game by 1 goal, even if it's going to be a penalty. And that's why I faulted the coaching crew yesterday. Awaziem was playing left wing. Atule, who is a winger, strong, quick, was playing behind the striker. What's his name again? Chijoke Mbauma. And so you have a Tule always coming to get the ball from the midfield and spreading to Awazie, who doesn't run or who wants to beat a man before running, and so he couldn't stretch the length of the pitch. And so when the sub was done later and Atule had to drift out wide left, that was how we had more like it, more corner kicks, more free kicks, more crosses into the box.
Someone was beating his markers and trying to run into the box.
Well, for Eyimba, well, that's the story. Finidi and Yema Olenwaju couldn't sit on the bench because they didn't have the required equivalent of the CAF license A. They said even when you have a UEFA, you must have a UEFA Pro. That's when it now becomes an equivalent to the CAF license A. So probably what they have is an A. But a question, somebody asked a question and say, what did Coach Ogumudede of Remo Stars possess? Still a CAF license A, and the answers have not yet come in. And how did Eyimba manage to navigate 3 games last time out on the continent with Finidi? Because he went to Diambas twice. Once against one of Diambas in Senegal, here in Aba, and also the first leg against the Libyan side.
From maybe the Super Falcons, because I felt they had time to bury that game against England, but then Nigeria can present as a country when it comes to club football. The first and the second are out, so Nigeria has no team right now. Rivers United has, like they had last season, they have a job in their hands, same as Bendel. I wouldn't even bank much on Bendel Insurance. I mean, the last time Bendel Insurance were here, about 30 or 34 years ago. And now they are here once again. So I wouldn't really play, even if they were evicted, I wouldn't really bank on, because I want to look at where they are coming from, how far they've performed. But for Rivers United against a 12 Vilante of Burkina Faso, by the way, for those that wanted to know, it's going to be a 12 Vilante of Burkina Faso that Rivers United will be playing at the second round. They were able to knock out their Senegalese counterpart, Casa Sport. So it's going to be Rivers United 12 Vilante. So they have a job to do at this point, because they have to keep that indices alive, just like they did last season. They have to keep it alive. They have to get to the group stage. It's most likely for them to get to the group stage. I mean, imagine Bendel Insurance against RS Bikani.
And that's the bigger game now, because Bendel Insurance did the hard job, went all the way to Algeria, Asoclef, and got that required results. This time around, penalty shootout, goalkeeper Amas or Basogi was the man who turned out to be the hero of the day. He saved the penalty during the game, and had to save the penalty as well in the shootout. Bendel Insurance, if anything they know how to do, we know they'll defend their guts out on the field. So if these roles were reversed and we had a team to defend, possibly we'll just take Bendel Insurance players, wear them on the Eyimba jersey, and put them on the field to defend for around 20 minutes for us. If the team know how to defend, you have to give it to Bendel Insurance. They had to defend, because that's a harder job to do outside Nigeria.
I mean, nobody saw this one coming, because if someone had told me that Bendel Insurance are going to come out from this particular one, I wouldn't believe it. I would say a no, like an end, or I wouldn't even say it is football. But they went there and they did it. It was just as if, like what Reliance said when he was asked about Eyimba, it was the same thing for me, right? Now, I want to also have that mindset that maybe the Algerians also underestimated them, because maybe they've looked at their history and also look at their stats and how they played also especially in the Super 6. They were not really they did not perform well in the Super 6. They didn't play, to me, they didn't play anything in the Super 6. They were just there, just a flat team that just wanted a draw, right? But they went there and they proved themselves to us. But as Lions have said, if they go out tomorrow, I won't still be shocked, because to me, Bendel Insurance is not at that level. I'm looking at a team like Eyimba or Rivers United, right? So if they leave today, I don't have any issues with that, but congratulations to them for making Nigeria proud.
All right, so congratulations to Bendel Insurance, who have qualified to the next round of the CAF Confederations Cup. So Rivers United will also seek their path as well when that game comes on. And Bendel Insurance, for Remo and Eyimba, it's bye-bye for them this time around. For Eyimba, they have a chance at redemption. There will be the CAF Super League, where there's a big money spinning competition. They'll first of all give them $1 million to go and buy players. If I were them, I have to propose just one name for them, since they don't know how to score goals at this point in time. Peter Shalulile of Bombolodi Sundowns. Get him to Nigeria, Pay him anything you want to pay him and let him play football for us. But how much will Sundown be calling for Eyimba? Because I feel I like that striker. The Zimbabwean has been playing some lovely football for his national team and also for Sundown. So can we get no, you couldn't even qualify for Rivers United.
I think they don't change name. They don't change to African Football League.
The African Football League?
The Super League.
Okay.
They say they no carry Super League. They say they've been pushing Super League for Europe.
Well, we don't have the liver to pursue it here in Africa, but we need that money.
I tell you.
Okay, let's talk club football, and it was an interesting weekend of football as well. The big teams seem to be soaring in spite of all the impediments. United went 2 goals down against Nottingham Forest and rallied their way back to win 3-2, with Bruno Fernandes inspiring his team to get in that particular victory. How about Liverpool? 1 down against Newcastle at St. James's Park and a man down as well. And Darwin Núñez also inspired the team to a 1-2 victory right there away from home. And City left it late. No thanks to Rodri, who hit a rocket into the top corner to hand them a 2-1 victory over Sheffield United, while Chelsea made light work of Luton Town by 3-0. It was Tottenham 2, AFC Bournemouth 0. But the only casualty in terms of the big teams has to be Arsenal. Came from behind after conceding the first 40 seconds of the game against Fulham. Were leading 2-1, but had ache at last. Paulinho scoring an equalizer to give Fulham a 2-2 draw and a point in that fixture. Interesting outcomes in the Premier League, and for Arsenal, more like deja vu. We saw this last season. 3 times they considered in the first 60 seconds of the game. AFC Bournemouth, Southampton, and what other team was that again? 3 times this happened to Arsenal by their own making. Back pass, wrong pass, keeper off the line, and they score. I could recall vividly how it was last season. Arsenal fans are asking for their coach's head. Why are you playing Partey at right back, inverted into midfield? Why are you playing Kivior ahead of Zinchenko? Why is Gabriel Magalhaes not partnering Saliba? A partnership that worked so well last season before the injury came to the Frenchman.
One answer: Pep Guardiola was his boss.
So he's thinking.
And tinkering with the team to have options in case this happens. You think Fulham is good enough for you to do experiment, and then they were lucky not to be haunted. Although they were almost killed, but they were lucky not to be haunted. In the end, they have 1 point in that match because the team selection, the positioning, not the team selection, was a little bit unlikely, because you're having a player that can give 100% in a certain position. For instance, Thomas Partey in the heart of the midfield, defensive midfield that is, and you're switching him to the right back. Have I seen Thomas Partey at right back before?
Yes.
On that Mikel Arteta.
Last season he had some games there at right back position towards the end.
Interesting. And so he felt like that was going to work again. So basically, Arsenal will get that. That's why I'm saying that the season has resumed. The season has started. It's 3 matches, but it's here already. The momentum gathers now. Only City. Liverpool used to be one of those teams in the past where you're like, no matter how tough it is for them from the beginning of the season, somewhat along the line, they're going to catch up. But we understand and we've seen the struggle of Liverpool up until this point. So I cannot put them in that bracket anymore. Only Manchester City that I can say they are yet to evolve. They are yet to get out of their J1. We've seen that before, in the last 3 matches. They've not been very clear. Even in the match against Newcastle United, if Newcastle had played at least the way they played against Liverpool in the first 45 minutes of that match against City, they would have maybe had the upper hand, But then again, it shows you that there is something about experience and being at that level. And that was what worked for Liverpool yesterday against Newcastle United, because Newcastle United had the match. They had Liverpool where they wanted them for the kill, had the man sent off. In fact, I think Liverpool were even lucky that Trent Alexander-Arnold was not given a second yellow card in that match, and so it would have been 2 men out for Liverpool. So you had the number advantage, you had the pressing, and you were playing well, but you couldn't create and convert enough. And then Liverpool had the opportunity and they hunted you down. That is why Liverpool is Liverpool and Newcastle United is Newcastle United. That's the only thing I could make out of it. Those fine margins, those fine details where you just have the opportunity and you make it count. But if you have Mo Salah, if Mo Salah wasn't even in the game in the first half, somewhat in the second half he came into the game, and then you have Darwin Núñez that can be sharp on a very good day, and then you are being hunted down. So that was just it. But for Chelsea, I leave Chelsea for Chelsea. Manchester United, another team that more or less disappointed. They won the match, but they disappointed because the kind of performance. When was the last time Manchester United conceded 2 in the first 4 minutes? I can't remember a team doing that to Manchester United before. 2 goals in the first 4 minutes of the match. No thanks to Marcus Rashford, because I'm going to blame him for the very first goal.
You want him to take a red card? It's too early. Allow the man to score.
Okay, fine. Then they conceded.
Yes.
Then they conceded
and
because
they came back to win. So
but here's the thing. Well, yeah, in that sense, it paid off. He would have done better. First of all, why was he even there?
That's because the ball was cleared. And
why was Marcus Rashford there? You're like, there was a corner kick, and you are seeing Erling Haaland somewhere close to the middle or somewhere outside the box. Isn't that? I know Marcus Rashford is not the center forward for Manchester United, but being at that point, or let me say, Saka for instance, or Riyad Mahrez for instance, at that position, is questionable. What is that? Are you doing there? Because if it was, he had 2 chances to wrestle, or maybe not get a record, but make Taiwan uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The first one was close to his own box, close to Nottingham Forest box,
close to center circle.
And the second one was somewhere inside the box. At least make him uncomfortable. And you would have left that for a tackler, for a defender, or maybe for a defensive midfielder. But that's
unfortunately it was Anthony and Rashford who were pursuing Taiwan.
Imagine.
So where did the defense line go in that particular one? Well, let's throw open the phone lines right now. Before we do just that, let's handle you over our team of the week for match week 3 in the Premier League. Our team of the week is the team set on the 4-4-2 formation. In goal we have Alisson Becker. That one-handed save from Miguel Almiron was something fantastic. To have given the Magpies a 2-goal lead, and that would have been over. I haven't seen that they were a man down already. Then a back line of 4. We have Malo Gusto, the Chelsea right back, who gave 2 assists in that game against Luton Town. In left back there was Martin Cash, who scored 2 goals as well and provided a hand in the 3rd goal in their victory against Burnley. A back line of Kodzuma of West Ham United. That team just had 13 passes and were 1 goal up, 19% possession, and won with 3 goals to 1. Fear West Ham and fear David Moyes. Joe Gomez of Liverpool completes that back 4 for us. Then a midfield of 4 as well. We have in the heart of midfield a place for Paulinho of Fulham and Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United. Raheem Sterling in the right midfield position, and Fabio Vieira of Arsenal. Everything good Arsenal did in the last 30 minutes has to come down to the Portuguese, who has been underrated. Then the attack is Darwin Núñez of Liverpool with a brace, and Mikel Antonio was a handful. Even if I'm not sure, after the 13 passes he touched up to 2 of them. He still got himself.
There was something you called him yesterday.
I've forgotten.
Anyway, that was day for yesterday. Call him something.
Okay, then for the flop of the week we have Mads Verbrogen of Brighton Hove Albion. A back line of 4. Ashley Young in right back. Kivio of Arsenal in left back. Virgil van Dijk, who got red carded, and Dunk of Brighton also had a very poor game against West Ham. A midfield of 4 as well. Bukayo Saka on the left hand side. Martin Odegaard in the heart of midfield, alongside Joel Linton and his Arsenal colleague Martinelli on the right hand side of attack. Then up front, Richarlison of Tottenham Hotspur, quite poor,
that boy,
and Kai Havertz of Arsenal. So that is our team and our flop of the week for match week 3 of the Premier League. 0817 00 00951 or 0810 9510 951. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, my good friend Eva.
Yeah, Apostle of Love. Good afternoon. Nice to see you at the stadium yesterday, by the way.
Yes. It's unfortunate that the crowd was too much. I couldn't see you again during the halftime, so that we will at least do some 1 and 2. But I think I have to appreciate you for coming.
Thank you so much.
And again, classical gentleman.
Yes, I did hear.
I appreciate you also. Thank you for analyzing that our match as if you are in the stadium. You see, it is the problem of Nigerian football, scoring goals. And Deji, I was thinking he would have played that day with Chijioke in that front. Like Ivan said, played Atile. By the way, I was just used to have been in that match yesterday because he was not doing what we needed because they don't want to play. And that's the problem with African football. They came to stadium just to sit on the stadium, not doing anything. And I don't know what will happen to African football if it continues like this. It was quite unfortunate that Enyimba was kicked out in that manner. But I see good sign with that team. That team is going to go far with Papilo, charging them with Sinidi. It's all right. And you said, Tracy, we made good of Luton. I think Luton is not a good team. But no problem.
Well, Apostle of Love, don't find yourself with a Luton victory before you'll be hot the next weekend. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the show.
Hello, good afternoon, Ivan, and good afternoon to everybody in the studio.
Welcome, Walter. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, this word from my brother. Hey, Ivan, it has been coming. You have been seeing it coming that a brief league is not good. If it is full league, anybody would have not won the league. They will come at 8 or 7. They couldn't beat Bendel Insurance on their home after they.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
I'm telling you, so anybody is not. You don't have the luck. You have that luck to won that man. And besides, your coach in Italy has not done well. This came to anybody. So even the Ramon fans are surprised. Look at Bendel Insurance. Everybody says they are out. At the end, they go there and won and get to the next stage. My brother, our Nigerian football is become something. Look at our Super Falcons. They lost to what has happened to Nigerian football. Economic.
All right, let's be there. Well, this was a good day, guys. I'm really supportive with the Enyimba and Remo Star Series football. Though, kudos to the Benin Gunners for keeping the flag flying. We really need a consistent league calendar to help our clubs in the continent. Your signal is gradually getting back here. Okechukwu from Owerri. Thank you so much, Okechukwu, for making us know that. Just good afternoon, guys. I think that Ateta is tinkering unnecessarily much with the squad. How does he keep Gabriel, the best scoring defender in Europe last season, on bench and play Partey on the right and White, who was near excellent at the right last season, at the centre now? Why did he start a false 9 on Saturday while a proper 9 who had performed well in past games sat on the bench without a known injury? Why does he start Havertz, who has been underperforming at the expense of Emil Smith, Roy and Trossard? Okay. Why is he letting a player as good as Tierney leave while playing centre halves on the left? He's tinkering with the team. It's too much, and many of them are on call for. Chinedu from Rokboku is complaining about that. So says, good afternoon, my good sport presenters in the house. Upper Yimba for life. It was a game to watch, but no luck on our side. We try again next time. T from Eneka sent in that one. T Money. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Sele West. Welcome.
Yeah. Do you remember one Italian player they called Polo Royce?
Polo what?
Polo Royce.
Polo Royce. Never heard about that. Possibly I'll look out for him now.
Yeah, a very young man. That guy is an Italian national player, you know. When Italian won the World Cup, I think it was 1982 World Cup. I can't remember. I think either 82. The guy was in jail, okay? So he was given a kind of pardon. And they brought him out from the jail and he became a joker that helps if he won that World Cup that year. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. So in football, you see that match Enyimba lost yesterday. It pains me because they are not representing Aba, they are representing Nigeria. They should explain to us why they lose that match. It's very painful. That is what Kamuwako is saying. It's not acceptable. One goal you cannot get at your home.
Okay.
It's very, very, you know, when we are reporting yesterday, I was following you up. I was saying Enyimba will get at least late minute goal.
Yeah.
And it turned out they could not score. And I told Eli, I said, look, those guys did not come to play. They have mapped out their strategy. They will see, because Enyimba, when the defense is so tight, they cannot score. And when you look at the age of those people there, they are old men. They should look into their reserve team, get some young boys that can play.
Okay.
And start training them up. All those guys, they are old.
All right, thank you so much, Celebus. Let's leave it there because our time is fast. Many thanks to the guys who've been part of the show. We'll make a return here tomorrow as early as 7:30 a.m. for another interesting edition of Sport Attack. Until then, have yourself a lovely day. Tick, tick. Zoom.
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Here's a news update for 4. I am Lucky Maxwell. Some ethnic-based women groups in the Niger Delta have demanded their due right in appointment, development, political and economic recognition in all areas of government to commiserate with all their effort over the years. The women also want the management of the Niger Delta Development Commission to ensure that women get an equal share of the women capital development to enable them thrive in the harsh economic times. The leader of the women delegation, Ankyo Briggs, who read out their position, noted that the women have stood and continue to stand with men shoulder to shoulder in the struggle of the Niger Delta region. She asked the new management of the NDDC, led by the managing director, Samuel Obuku, to make the concern of the women their priority. Briggs also appealed to President Bola Tinubu to appoint the remaining members of the NDDC board. In his response, the managing director of NDDC, Samuel Obuku, assured the women of the commission's resolve to partner with them and also promised to carry out sustainable development that will ensure completion of abandoned projects to curb wastage. The Minister of State for Environment, Isiaq Salako, believes the opening of Cameroon's Lago dams won't cause as much flooding as it did last year. Nigeria's neighbors days ago opened the dam with government and agencies placing communities on red alert. But speaking during a television interview, Salako said that there has been an approach to building another dam in Adamawa State so it can hold off the water from the Cameroon dam. As a result, the minister explained it is expected that this year's flood will not be as bad as what was seen in 2022. His comment comes after the Ministry of Foreign Affairs alerted the National Emergency Management Agency over impending flooding along the River Benue Basin. President Bola Tinubu has urged the U.S. court to conceal his Chicago State University records because his reputation as Nigerian president is at risk of further being taunted if they are released. This is according to court papers filed by President Tinubu through his team of attorneys led by Oluwole Afolabi and Chicago-based Charles Carmichael on August 23 in response to the application filed by the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. Tinubu said releasing his CSU credentials is tantamount to arming Nigerian bloggers with information to discredit and weaken his reputation. Tinubu said previous records the school released in 2022 to Nigerian lawyer Mike Enahoro Eba have been turned into weapons by bloggers to attack his character. Abubakar had asked the United States District Court for the Northern District of Illinois to subpoena the CSU into releasing Tinubu's records in order to clarify glaring inconsistencies in his gender, graduation date, age, and so on, but the president is fighting to block the application. On the foreign scene, Zimbabwe's main opposition leader has alleged blatant and gigantic fraud in the country's election after President Emerson Mnangagwa was declared the winner, and international observers reported an environment of intimidation against voters. Late on Saturday, the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission announced Mnangagwa, who is 80 years old, won a second term with over 52% of the ballot against 44% for his main challenger, the 45-year-old Nelson Chamisa of the Citizens Coalition for Change Party. The announcement, which came after voting had to be extended because of delays in the printing of ballot papers, was made 2 days earlier than expected. Mnangagwa has dismissed the allegations and challenged his accusers to take action. Chamisa, in his first reaction following the announcement of the winner, said the opposition had not ratified the result, which he said had been hastily assembled without proper verification. And that's the news at 4 on Today 95.1 FM. I'm Lucky Maxwell. Good evening.
Stand, greet.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. You're welcome to Jagbajantis High School. My name is Sound Sultan, your new mathematics teacher. By the way, do you understand pidgin English?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what we go use henceforth? Okay, carry your pen, carry your paper. Same for my class. People of this world, them plenty. Sins of this people, many, so many. Many times plenty, multiplier. Many times plenty, multiplier. Multiply am the answer you get now waiting they make come and they cry. The answer you get now waiting they make rich man they mess and leaders they lie. The answer you get now waiting they make young boys and girls join party gang. Answer you get now waiting they make innocent man rot inside the jail. Get it, and then agree to grant a bail. Get it, oh. Everybody, oh yeah,
join Jagbajantis, solve mathematics.
We did our continent, so Oyinbo say about math, we go use take
solve mathematics. So follow Jagbajantis.
So ya carry by be for brotherhood.
Love your neighbor as yourself,
oh, for objectivity.
Be objective, genuinely.
D for democracy.
No matter how hard it is, in every military.
M for modification
of our behavior, let's stand to the same behalf.
A, accountability.
If you've been a chop money, I beg you take time easy.
S for solidarity.
United we stand, divided, oh my share, oh.
We enter new millennium. Nigerians like 120 million. One population as 6 billion.
It's 7 minutes past 4 o'clock. Good afternoon to you, and welcome to the platform on radio on your premium talk station, Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. I am Prince Ajubo. Of course, I'm here to give you insight into some of the news reports making the rounds. The platform on radio is a program where we come to slice up trending issues with correspondent reports. All right, I take you straight to the menu to bring you the 4 headlines of the stories we're treating this afternoon.
Everybody, oh yeah,
join Jagbajantis, solve mathematics.
We did our continent, so
Oyinbo say about math,
we go use take
solve mathematics. So follow Jagbajantis.
So ya carry by.
Petty traders in Port Harcourt appeal to government to provide more shops as residents decry rise in roadside trading. Hoodlums disguised as EFCC officials rob residents of a state in Rumosi. Presidency says President Bola Tinubu will sack any minister who fails to perform. And President Bola Tinubu says his reputation as Nigerian president could be tainted further if Chicago State University releases his school results.
It's the HSCT.
Shut it down.
And there's the VG City.
Shut it down.
Michael level for HSCT.
Okay, and on to the stories proper. Some residents of Rivers State have expressed concern over the resurgence of roadside trading along major roads in Port Harcourt. Some Nigerians who spoke to Today FM's Odinakachi Celestine lamented that Virtually all the major roads and streets in Port Harcourt have been taken over by traders, putting their lives in danger. The resident said the development has worsened the usual traffic situation in the city and can lead to accidents. Let's listen to them now.
Each time and every moment I come to market to buy items for my family, I wonder what's going on. Does it mean that government are not seeing what is going on, or are they waiting to see the result of or the outcome of this kind of activity? That people will live inside market and now blocking the street, blocking the road in the name of selling and buying. I think the government has the power to do what is necessary. If where they are selling are not enough, government should provide a wide market for.
It is an issue. The government needs to address the issue of rampant illegal street trading on major roads, particularly where cars are moving. These traders, though struggling to make a living, but they are putting the safety of the public at risk by selling their goods on the roadside. It is now a common sight to see vendors mingling among the vehicles, obstructing traffic and leading to accidents. It is vital that our government takes strong action to.
Meanwhile, some traders gave the reason for the increased roadside trading is because of the lack of affordable shop spaces. They called on the government to fix the issue by providing more space that can accommodate them.
This thing not be so we no one go inside go sell market. If you look very well, I go see say no space. And as this market be enough, we go inside. They had customer to enter, come buy market from us. This road would they stay now they say. Now there would they see small things. They take train our children. They make would they cry. They call government, they come home. Help us make enough space for us. Where we go there, they sell our market. We go inside.
Now there would they benefit too. In terms of renting of shop, don't have money. The money is not there. The shop rent is high and we cannot afford it. Inside market, there's no longer space. So instead of staying in the house, some will come out here and come find our belly. I make anyhow children waiting for house to chop. So we they flee to government to help us provide enough space.
And on to a talking point, what do you think? Who do you think rather why rather do you think we've been unable to effectively put an end to this menace, yes, of roadside trading? Why is it that it has lingered for this long? And listening to what the women had to say, you think we should just let it continue until government is able to provide them, talking about the traders, with affordable stores, more stores and affordable ones in the market? Because if you go around some markets in the Port Harcourt metropolis, you find out that there are lots of vacant stalls, but nobody is renting them. So what could be done here? Here are the numbers to call to be a part of the show: 017-00000951, 010-951-0951, and 0701-9339-962. Of course, when you call in, remember, you've got just a minute to express yourself. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome to the show.
This is Dakuku from Okiti.
Okay.
Yeah, so the certificate is talk about the president and the person that dragged him to court. I hope. Hello?
What did you say?
I think you talk about the president and the...
No, hold on. We're talking about our first story. You're not new here now, are you? The first story is about roadside trading. And your radio is interfering. Oh, my God.
Okay, let me go to the market women. People who are complaining about people who are trading along the Port Harcourt.
Yes.
This thing.
Yes.
So let me say, this thing has become so worrying to people. Come to Rumoko, there was no way to give chance of that people to be able to drive. They block the road. There's no way to move. If there was no way to separate those people from that area, people will be feeling hard. I'm just telling the truth. People will be comfortable. Come there, because of more than 2 to 3 hours, people cannot walk out of that area. You will stop motor, you will stay there more than 2 hours because you're able to cross through Mokoro. That will become a problem. I'm just telling you the truth. Let them do something over that issue so that people can get rest. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dakuko. But this thing about 2 hours, I don't know how true that is, because I go through that route as well, and I don't spend up to 2 hours there. Okay. And we also should note that these roadside traders are not alone on this. They also have these transporters, commercial taxi operators and buses and the others. Okay? You know, when they try to get passengers on their vehicles, they also cause plenty of obstruction. And they're not a danger to themselves alone, but even to pedestrians when you walk, because you're forced to leave the pedestrian walk and to walk on the road. You could get knocked down by a moving vehicle. Hello, good afternoon to you. Hello.
Good evening, Admiral.
Yeah, you're welcome to the show.
Sam from Villa.
All right.
Let me react on the trader's complaint. That place is not market. And you can't find market in any place because they should evacuate them. They have enough markets. They have my trade. Now they have other markets. It does not...
but they say these stores are expensive, and if they have to rent them, they will have nothing left at the end of the day.
The shops are expensive. The market does not meant for everybody. If you know that you don't have money to trade here, you go to a rural area that you can manage it there.
you should leave your house in Obiakpo to go to your village somewhere to trade. Is that what you're suggesting?
Not let them afford the rent and suffering.
Okay.
We are talking about how not about see. We will dwell on where you can meet. It's not all about where you retire. You understand? Thank you.
All right, but if you understand, a lot of people are going through a lot these days, and people are putting their hands in everything they can, to make ends meet. But let's carry on with the conversation. 0817019339996. Of course, that last number is for your message. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome to the show.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon to you.
My name is Fubara.
Okay, Fubara.
Yes, on the issue of the market trader, I found out that it's because of the high rate of shop. That is why most of them, even to eat, they don't have. So how do you expect them to go and, rent a shop that will collect from 150, 200,000? It's not possible now.
Okay.
So government should look into...
Not the best, is it?
Yes. They should just look into the, issue of so that people can afford and, rent.
All right.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you for your time. Let's move on now to the next story. Several residents of an estate in Rumosi, Obiakpo local government area have been robbed by a group of criminals disguised as operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The robbers gained access to the estate and proceeded to rob the unsuspecting residents of their money and mobile phones. Some of the victims spoke to Today FM.
Around 1:30 a.m., I noticed some guys banged at the gate. They marched the gates down. They ran inside. I saw them robbing. Before I could register what was going on, they were already at my door. They marched my door and opened the door, got in. They robbed me. They pointed the gun at me.
I saw 550 men inside my room. All of a sudden, they collected my phone, took my ATM card, and told me that if I make noise, that they are going to shoot me.
They were saying, police. To me, I stood in the kitchen. They came to the kitchen and they met me. They took me back inside the room. What do you have? They slapped me to come inside. Where's my phone? Look at my charger on the wall. My charger cannot lie. I was like, please, I can't think where. They used my slippers and they hit me. I have bruises now on my back. These armed robbers, they were parading themselves as EFCC. They first said they were police. They told other people that they were EFCC.
You may recall that residents in various parts of Port Harcourt City have complained about the approach the FCC has adopted in raiding apartments in the middle of the night, a pattern which led to the victims of this robbery incident falling victim. Okay, of course, we'll be looking at your take on this story and who should be blamed for this incident. Okay, but before I take your take, I would like to take the take of someone here. Yes, talking about Priye Zogu. Good afternoon to you, Priye Zogu.
Good afternoon, Prince.
Yes, you reported that story. What actually could have led to this thing happen? As in, how did this happen?
It was actually in the early hours of Sunday morning. I think 1 a.m. in the morning, where some criminals actually came into a compound at along Salvation Road in Rumosi, and they came in and the people felt like it has been something that they are used to within the environment where
raids.
Yes, where EFCC possibly could come in the middle of the night and try to see if they could get some of these boys, if in case they have tips, and also they felt like, okay, there's a possibility of these guys being operatives of the economic and financial crimes. So some of them felt very free when they came into the compound. Some were even sleeping. It was like 1 a.m. and they broke into some of the doors and they stole mobile phone and of course took their ATM, took some cash and all.
But these estates, they do have vigilante people, members. I mean, they have their own kind of security.
They have even vigilante within
they have
the community.
Gate.
They have vigilante within the community.
Okay.
They also have a gate man. But the issue is beyond that. Most times they even come in. Like if the EFCC operatives come, the security man will just stand aside.
Okay, they don't wear anything to identify them as EFCC.
No, sometimes they pull their own jacket, and I think they came with a jacket that earlier, so they can actually completely disguise, so you not easily identify that they are criminals.
So, what do we blame for this now? Because according to the victims, they've had, and you too, you reported that they'd had similar experiences in the past where you have police operatives or operatives of the EFCC coming into raid, and so that's why they felt maybe it was these men were law enforcement agents or something like that. So who could we blame for this? Could we say it's because of the way these operatives have been going about their duties? What do you make of the way they even go about arresting people?
I think it's a big issue. That was late last year when they came to a compound.
Presidential spokes inaugurated ministers. Speaking during a television interview, the senior advisor to the president on media and publicity said Tinubu has set clear goals for each sector and would not have going by the crop, and how some of them got to make the cabinet of President Tinubu. Do you think they are out to perform? Do you think they will perform? Do you believe in the crop of men and women who constitute the current cabinet? I'm told the target, so we will not be able to actually tell if the person has failed or not. Only Mr. President will be able to, because he has the target. He knows the target he has given to this man and women. But if anything happens and they fail to meet up to his expectation, do you see him as someone who would wield the big stick? Of course, the numbers remain the same. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Prince Ajibol.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think there's anything different. Even President from the beginning, he have marked the point of failure, because by increasing the pump price to this level is already an indication that this government will achieve this.
No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about targets given to his ministers and whether
the target itself, President himself, can he exonerate himself? All of them are the same. They are not going to do anything, just like what you have been complaining now. Because from the first start, I discovered that no, there's nothing different. Just like ex-president Buhari, who have been talking and how he's going to tackle this. At the end of it, look at what we find ourselves now. There's nothing because of insincerity on the part of leadership. From the beginning, from the top to the bottom. Thank you and God bless you.
Okay, thank you for your time. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Okay, 0817 0000951, 0810-951-0951, 0701-9339-962. It is the platform on radio on 95.1 Today FM Port Harcourt. And of course, my name is Prince Ajubo. Hello.
Yeah, my brother, good evening.
You're welcome to the show.
Yeah, call it on the line.
Okay.
Let me first of all challenge the president, Julian Galare, to make the target public. Let Nigerians know the target.
Okay.
So that we hold it to that standard.
Okay.
It's not saying that president secretly gave them target. Let him make it known to us. And by the way, what targets will you give a serving youth corps that has been made a minister?
Is it about the youth corps?
Sorry?
That woman is 49 years old. No, is it 49 years? So it's about age and what you can bring to the table, not whether you're serving youth corps.
The standard is that it's already a standard for failure. A youth corps. What is he going to do? So let's first of all, let it make it public and then revise those he has appointed to take the responsibility.
All right.
Thank you very much.
It's okay. Thank you for your time. I guess one of the targets will be to keep to the promise to get the Port Harcourt refinery running by December, or whatever capacity, whether it's going to be 10 or 20 or 50 or even 100. But one thing will be to have it running, and that's on the table of Heineken Lukmobiri. Am I correct? Yes, he's the Minister of State Petroleum, or Junior Minister of Petroleum, as they call it. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello. Good evening.
Yes, it is. You're welcome to the show. Your name and location.
The spokesman of the J.
Okay.
There's no other government that are killing government when he was a governor. I get my point. But the FCT, he will use an enmity with other people. So the first of the people to have.
What has Governor Nyesom Wike or former governor? Okay, and let's not forget the conversation here is a two-way street. Okay, but I was just wondering what the man had done to you. But we'll wait and see. Time will tell. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Ajibo.
Yeah.
This is Innocent Child calling.
Okay, Innocent.
I think my contribution on this is I think what they are trying to tell us is President has given them listing how to convince, how to buy the minds of Nigeria within the space of time they have before the tribunal. Nothing else. We don't expect anything. All they need is to, all they are commenting about is to buy the minds of Nigeria, not to work anything, not to do.
000951. I'll be taking our final story soon. 010-951-0951. And for your messages, both WhatsApp and text, forward them to 0701-933-9962. I'll be taking the messages in a short while. Okay, I'll move on now to the final story. It's already 4:32 p.m. President Bola Tinubu has urged a U.S. court to conceal his Chicago State University records because his reputation as Nigerian president is at risk of further being tainted if they are released. This is according to court papers filed by President Tinubu through his team of attorneys led by Oluwole. Hello. Do I have time to take another call? Let's take these messages. Prince, in relation to Tinubu's results, when INEC in the early hours of 1st of March 2023 announced him as the winner of the presidential election, heaven did not fall. Hence, if Chicago University releases Tinubu's results, heaven will still not fall. Let the results be released, please, from 2nd Timothy in Port Harcourt. Some of these street markets are organized by community boards and the revenue end up in their pockets. Tom Mike, Port Harcourt. Okay, Tom Mike. Good day, Prince. When we, but it's not for me. Prince, in relation to Tinubu's result, I think
a single road with a vehicle, and I know how many times these boys have torn their market crazy. But it looks like there is a spirit in the market. Anywhere market is, you will see that they will be wobbling to the extent that they will be dragging a road with a car. If only that these boys will stop taking money from them. Do you know that boys take money from the marketers who gave them the mind to be selling along the road? If they will stop taking money from them, you will see that the people are be serious to make sure that they change them back. You see the people will not be coming out because they pay money, they pay levies every day, which made them to have the morale, the mind to be selling on the road. That is it. So government should be serious to make sure that they stop these boys from taking money from these market people so that they will not be coming out from the road. You go to Rumoko, you will not see a place to pass. Imagine, this is a good road that is made for the masses to pass and cars to float.
All right.
People are just selling on the road market, causing a lot of things there. I don't know. Government should look for a solution. There is a solution.
Okay. Thank you so very much. I think we're out of time. Okay, but let's see this. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, we're really out of time and we need to leave right now. Thank you so very much for doing this with me. It's been a wonderful one. My name is Prince Ajibo. Stay put. Remain on the dial 95.1 Today FM. Of course, up next is Waiting the Happen with Mazi Ikegod. My name is Prince Ajibo. I'll see you again some other time. Bye-bye.
Oh, for objectivity.
Be objective, gentlemen, ladies.
Be for democracy.
No matter how high it is, let a military.
And for modification
of our behaviors onto the stereo.
Pay accountability.
If you really chop money, I beg you take a easy.
S for solidarity.
United we stand, divided. Oh my shell.
It is the HSCT.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
They say wahala need finish.
Nah, this one wahala be like bicycle. They just like
Waiting they happen. Now for today 95.1 FM, 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, bomb quem. Now here you go here. Waiting they happen for Niger and Obodo the world. Now that time where we they bring you Ogbonga to them, where go shock you. You go wonder say a person do like this. Now so we they bring them come give you acid the hot.
Now where would they find way to sweep this country? Don't run. You go their blood, they chopper. You say this one. No worry. When time reach, I'll say I want to see where they go.
Homeland is homeland.
Me, I go punket for them. Now me go be get man at that time for airport.
Waiting they happen. Make you know Miss Mazi Ike God Ike Machuku and MC Kuro for waiting they happen. You go enjoy yourself. No forget to say woman they chop our recharge card woto. I don't tell you now say this place na education center. As you sit down here with us from Monday to Friday, you go enjoy waiting they happen. Waiting they happen. Make you know miss them at all. All right. Where they here with us, Aroma Real Estate Talk Show. Aroma Real Estate to welcome and take on to the people where they break up for them.
Thank you, Mazi. I greet you.
Real Estate to welcome and take on to the people where they break up for them.
Thank you, Mazi. I greet you very well. I greet country people. I greet MC Kuro. Country people, Aroma Real Estate, low income earner, market women, 4919 962. And the second phone number 0703 1109 663. That number again 0703 1109 663. And the last phone number 0803 9373 969. That number again 0803 9373 969.
All right, that one on a good information. That person go take a see this your property then or your land.
Yes, to see our land them, we always advise people make them come our office. When you come our office now, we go drive you, go show you the land. Why it good make you see the land? They say land will be something where you could just stay somewhere by. Seeing is believing. As you see them now, your faith go grow. If you get from mind say I won't buy one plot, but when you reach there, you go say this place fine, pass as I've been thinking. So you go buy 2 plots. So when you come our office, now we go drive you, go show you the land. And this our Montana estate where we the ring bell for. Yes, where we dey sell for 500,000 naira on outright purchase. We no want make you miss am. If you want buy land, you think say I never buy land for fast developing area as Oyibo dey call am. This one a better location to buy land for Montana Estate in Aroma Real Estate behind the new River State University. That school day for session already. So call us now or WhatsApp us on 0806 4919 962. That number again 0806 4919 962. And the second phone number 0703 1109 663. That number again 0703 1109 663. And the third phone number 0803 9373 969. That number again 0803 3969.
All right. By your time.
Maybe say even with your 50,000 naira or 100,000 naira first deposit, we go show you the layout, you go choose your plot. Then when you reach there for ground, we go show you where the land be. Now, and they always remind people say we invest money inside real estate. Inside this estate, there's that one day that road beside. So because of that, our phone numbers now 0806 4919 962. That number again 3 969. That number again.
To be that, we don't advise you say if you want buy property or land, make you look for people like Aroma Real Estate. Them you know go hear stories. Say my papa first buy that place, make it come out your leg there. All right, I'm going to make we move. Go back to the business of the day. Thank you very much. If you just join us at this program now, waiting they happen. Another Ogbonge time will they bring you Ogbonge to them. Where goes shock you? And so the kind of give country people. And if you just join us, person where they hear voice here, my name now Mazi Ikegod Ikenwachuku Ikenwa Chineke. Another here with okay. That's just sort of na introduction. This sort of na half when the show don't go far.
That's true. That's true.
Continue.
Okay, country people, half hour day now. Waiting that happen. My name is Sikuro. They call me the king of weddings. Anybody wedding that happen for the city outside the city, if you look very well, you could say I'm Sikuro. As I always talk this thing, say Peking. We then carry for back, need no say the journey far. We don't come radio, we won't give an all the top story and waiting the shell. Like I always talk, see, and I know how we do this thing. Yaga.
All right. I'm going that one good to hear. Make we move immediate. If you join us, if you there for Facebook, if you go join us for my Facebook, Mazi Ikegod Ikenwachuku, make you watch our video there, see how they take the do. I'm inside here. And if you also go for Today95.1 FM live for YouTube, make you go watch us live there. The video there. All right, I'm going to make you move immediate. Better before we go move, we make you celebrate somebody by day.
Many happy returns. Throw your hands in the air. Wave them like you don't care. Raise up your voice and make some noise. Let the party begin.
All right. This one and one of our Bonge fan where they listen to us in Namina Chibo Okata Chibo would they come this one on our Bonge fan. Wow. You know they carry us, you know they play with us at all. They always they watch it live everywhere in day. You know they miss our program at all. Today now invite day. We say make we celebrate them. We will celebrate to here for Today 95.1 FM.
Congratulations to you.
Congratulations to you. Chibo Okata. Anybody West Abiam? Yes, Chibo Okata. Make we just send them happy birthday, Chibo Okata. Today now your birthday. Yes, we say make we celebrate.
It's the model here.
All right. I'm going to make you move. Make you go back to the business of the day. All right. What on the musician? All right, I'm going to buy if you just join us. We don't move because today no time for plenty talk. Because the way the thing take the heat, the way the thing take the come, and I so go kind of give a sharp because Obi Adele boys some. You know when it's Obi Adele boys some.
What does it mean?
Boys are not happy.
Okay, the boys are not smiling.
Boys are not smiling. The thing, the hardship, you don't hard, you don't. In fact, even sheep step, the crash said the thing, you don't hard.
The hardship, the hardship, no get sheep again.
In fact, the sheep don't live around.
The sheepless.
Because nobody won't follow hardship. Even those who are inside the sheep itself don't come out to live the hard there. All of them don't find a way. I'm not coming big one. I don't know how you own it. Take arrange your own. But the thing is, be saying hardship, you don't hard. You don't hard. You don't hard. All right, I'm going to move. Waiting be the information what we'll get for you today. I don't know whether the thing when these things they happen like this, government they consider say people who know they happy, so that they go fit to look consider. They say yes. Sometimes they consider citizen, but
the common citizen.
Yes, the common man. The common man like us. But instead they do things we go fit to make a citizen. They complain, they cry, they complain. If you drive motor. Where my bell? Again.
The FCT justifies. They don't justify the 25,000 naira. 25,000 naira. In Anukwa, Unananu, they here. Bring your ear, come. Government, they will charge you 25,000 naira to replace. In Anu, to replace this one will not be say you don't go do new one. Mban. You know they do new one. You know they go register your motor. Mban. No be new legislation they do.
Okay.
This one and I say to replace your plate number. Plate number we don't wash.
Like to get a new one.
Yes. They say they go small time. They go they pursue people where their plate number don't wash. Because as the hardship reach here, he had the rich government. So anyhow, government want take it to make money from us. Then go squeeze and collect.
They are also thinking out of the box.
So they go small time. They go they look if your plate number don't wash. Give my say you don't turn customer for them. Because they go one pursue you and to replace that plate number we don't wash. No be you produce the plate number. Now them do the plate number for you. In Agota. Now the plate number don't come wash. To replace them, you go spend 25,000. To do motor paper, to do legislation itself, the new one work on around 10,000 the money. To do new motor paper itself, you know reach this amount. Sometimes you say
why the plate number?
In fact, to do the highest it go be 30,000 or 30,000.
But that plate number they expire at the back.
But the number they wash.
Because you know why they talk like this? Because the road safety go know the difference. This one a fake one.
If they see the original one, then go know. If they see the fake one, then go know. You like one plenty of this our boys the mother do tas. Now then get the fake one. And you know the funny part of this. NYSC. Sorry, can I have
FRS.
Thank you. None of them. The same thing. They won't remember. So if I call NYSC, you know, they talk federal government.
They are not the same. But okay, let's say they are all federal parastatals.
Yes.
Anyway.
Okay, this one on FRSC. Okay, the other one on NYSC.
We'll get which one again? NDDC.
Plenty of them.
We can get NCDC.
NCDC. So leave them. So the FRSC.
FRSC.
Then get what in they use, you know. But the one where they shock me be say when they see all these taxi people, then they run. Then they go stop them. Then they wait for motor where don't wind up. We are carry AC. Yes, now that one then they wait for. They will come, they bend down and they look your tire. They look everywhere. They bend down. But you go look all this go down this motor. They go down die for road. They carry smoke. They kill people. Some of them will be like trap. Well, I think they instead then go. You get time who bring news. Say government said they want to fizzle out.
Yes.
Like they want fizzle out all those motors. If they catch you. Nah. Plate number they don't come now. So if your plate number don't fade, go change them. To change them now 25,000.
25,000. But I don't even know it's on top because the truth is it entire me. Things every time.
Let the poor
things. I feel say this time federal government no need to give us those kind of strong policies we're going to blow people because now whether you like it or not, people they go through stress based on the fuel wahala. To buy fuel no easy. Only fuel don't see only fuel don't give some people mental health problem. You get one woman, she does say she need to carry her car come out now because she carry her car come out missing her 5,000 naira. The least way she go there inside her fuel.
But if she dey use transport to come out, she go still spend that.
No, she dey use public transport. She
go still spend.
She does say they are easy.
How we take it easy?
That's what she said. That's if she waka go here. No say get some cars where they consume fuel.
Okay, now those type where they like to drive, go enter person shop or buy something. Now those type, one of the one use their leg and do something. They go just any fact see the shop where they want buy. They will carry their motor when they enter inside the shop to go park. They not fit park from far. Use leg trek come there. Now them the thing they worry like that.
So you know that kind of thing. So the truth be said, so federal government now they come up with this kind of policy. I don't expect this kind of policies to they come out. I dey expect policies way go soften things, will make people calm down, people blood pressure. Look. So then I say all these men then their plate number don't clean. Well, let's come with this one.
All right, I'm gonna make a move. Come on from that one. Make we enter another story where the locals here. The Nigerian Society of Engineers, they don't call on the federal government to say make the immediate consider to build more dams. You know, remember say dam in that place where they store water. Don't tell us to say they go open their own. You know, place where the water they go, they roll enter Nigeria. You remember the thing they happen every year. You don't, in fact, it don't happen. Excuse me, it don't happen last year.
Last year it happened.
It don't happen year before last year. It don't happen the year before the year for last year.
I felt last year was the most terrible.
That's very bad one.
Even till now, the East-West Road is still in a very deplorable condition.
Now, engineers, civil society of engineers, they never fix the road. Now they tell them to go build the dam. They say make government to go build the dam and make government to make sure say them build more dam along the River Niger and River Benue. So in response now, the question where they ask say Society of Engineers now they tell government no since last year when they cry even the water they want to affect everybody last year they never think say okay the next plan what we go do now immediate make we see how we go start to create our own dam.
That's true.
Dredge all the dredge polo all the river the Tawaba all the one where the other one where
River Nile is in River Niger.
River thank you dredge River Niger dredge River Benue dredge Orashi River where they from my backyard dredge that canal all this small canal.
Yes, that's true.
Don't know the name of that small river where they come.
Which of them?
Water they pass any place where water they pass.
Okay, that's true.
Mwaja river where carry water pass.
No, Mazi, the truth we say that's the problem. That's the problem with government. They don't plan. They only talk, but they know the plan. Because now we don't see what happened during the last time. People worth millions of goods waste.
Lost.
The thing lost. People houses sink.
Nothing. They never do. The next thing where you go here now. 1 billion. We'll donate 1 billion to flood the
victims. Yeah. Now that time when Nima go they run
you can see them.
Nima people they work for Nima. Now that time they get work now. So the truth be say government need to be proactive. They need to take some proactive steps from now so that we fit settle all these problems because like me now
we don't finish.
Yes,
these people go open water by maybe tomorrow or next tomorrow or who knows whether na next month then go open water. They never this one on informate where they tell you say
yes,
we go open our water.
They don't even inform you say see as you want me so it is now everybody need to step up because okay I know of Bayelsa, at least Bayelsa they close to us. I know how people went through pains for Bayelsa. Imagine some people, all those reptiles they enter people's house, snakes and some other things. Even some people in cause of this thing, you know say people die. You understand? People die for this thing. So until now, some people will never recover also. Mazi, till now some people never recover from the some people certificate they don't see again till now. Their certificates, plenty things lost. Now the thing don't they come. They don't they tell you say as you won't be. Now government need to set up since they like to set up committee. They need to set up committee. We go start to look into these things. Start to implement these policies from now. This is not the time for plenty grammar. When the thing happen, government go carry out and say, we know the pains that you're going through, so we'll be sending some palliatives to you. We'll send mosquito nets, we'll send rice.
We feel your pain. We have released 1 billion.
Yeah, we've released 1 billion.
1 billion. Where she no go touch anybody where they suffer. 1 billion, others 1 billion. The one where our former governor released at that time. I never hear one person where say the 1 billion will reach them.
Not be palliative they drag.
Nothing your local government they don't do about this water where they don't talk.
But you know they drag palliative for Bayelsa. they drag palliative.
That one, you don't even carry us enter the next story now, be that.
So as the thing link to this story, now you can bring up the thing link.
And I don't hear them, and I say, Secure don't tell us the next topic. I say, boys, the G, I can wait and I use the start for the program. Say, boys, the verse.
Child.
Go be the boys, boys are not happy. They don't go enter the world where they keep palliative when people are supposed to chop. Oh, look, since last year, flood don't come finish. You know, not carry the food. My brother, if you go, you know, they go this thing and I check for my post for my status there. You go see video where I post where children they wait to make the man eat finish for market. You know, got that? Then they eat. The man they wait. The children they gather. All these imaginary children carry plate. As the man just come out hand from that plate, you see him. A politician carry palliative, lock him for this thing, for store. Now you see him. Boys don't go. Even the people who will go break the thing, they come out to say they come out better food.
For where? Kai. Man, the thing they very, very annoying. Like they very, very annoying. When I see the video, I know the most annoying part of them, the thing that's bias or something. The man they come and counter say the thing they dangerous, say the thing don't, say those things don't expire, something.
They don't expire. You keep on expire. Where my this thing? Come back room man. Don't flog somebody. What kind of bombability? Piano flog him. Flog this man. Flog him well. Shut up. When I piano. Flog him again. Give him 6. If you talk, flog him for ear. Put him for his ear. Flog for that ear. Flog him for that ear. Also, don't do before you go flog somebody, scatter him button.
May no go in job. It's very annoying. Very, very.
Palliative. Now, them don't Cameroon don't tell us they go release water. You never put your house in other things.
Then everybody just they quiet. Then they quiet.
Call them flood victim, eradication. What's another?
My place now. Flood is killing my people. You need to do something. Why you no go start to shout now? It is bad.
To go any country, not travel anybody. If you know say not get anything, any direct participation for attending the United Nations General Assembly, will be UNGA, where they for New York, say make them stop all of them. If you don't get any business to go do there, when I know they go because before maybe they don't travel, you go see this one go carry aid. This one carry
SSA on creative.
SS to the PA to go follow. PA to the SSA of the assistant of the general go follow. All of them before you go know the motor was supposed to go there now go reach like 50. Or maybe people were supposed to go there now go reach like 50. Or maybe people were supposed to go they go count and reach 100 just to go waiting just sometimes.
And so when they go there, they don't do anything. You know the only thing when they do it, they pay me. They will come for Facebook. Yes, I'm with the minister for so and so. We're currently in the United States where we're now they don't come talk all those things. Why do they even know it? They don't even go meeting. Then their hotel room, then they go visit family members.
They go stand and snap a photo.
And they go snap.
When they snap picture finish, they don't come back. Waste our money.
Well, all right. Man's a nice idea because we try to cut cost of governance. I feel say even our president really need to do more because sometimes
this one no they know.
This one, no they know. The convoy
supposed
too much. I've been there. When I've been there recently, I've been there Abuja. Everywhere convoy. SC get convoy. SC get convoy.
How?
Photography to Aso Rock get convoy. These things are so unnecessary.
It's
so unscrupulous. Oh God. Hi. English.
All right. I'm gonna make you carry on give country people who make una follow put una voice for all the trade they don't carry can give you. If you just join us to this program now, waiting they happen. And at that time when they bring your bonga to them, we go totally you or we go shock you. Because now one thing they happen. Either we go bring to the we go sweet you, or we go bring to the when no go sweet you at all, we go make you vex. And I make you understand one thing is say for this program we they discuss serious thing, serious matters, serious problem on seriously. You know they serious matter. So if they call us because and make you know they serious, make you know insult any government official, or maybe won't talk for anything who concern a palliative who don't talk here, or the one where government the Cameroon don't send information to say they go release their water, and civil engineers don't tell Nigeria say make we build the dam. I'm now go start to build the dam. But
Mazi, people who did that, I would ask this now. If they call their voice, it's change because they know what they go through.
Then they wear
those Awuda region, most especially Orashi.
Okay.
Region.
All right, I'm going to buy him. Make throw the phone line and give you. I'm going to follow put on a voice for all the to don't carry can give you. Person the voice here. My name now Mazi Ike God Ike Wachuku Ike Wachineke, and I here with MC Kuro. I'm going to make you just give you the phone number. Make you follow put voice for all the to don't carry can give you. Don't forget so don't bring to the content list. Say our president don't buy all federal officials. Then be the only African president where they don't invite.
Yes. We're supposed to ring bell for our president.
You don't know why they invite him. No. So leave them.
No, the hype for Facebook, the hype for social media was that our president is the only president that in Africa that Joe Biden is inviting. You know what it means?
Plenty things they go on for Chicago. Plenty things they for Chicago.
Yeah.
So you don't know why they call our president. So leave it.
That's true.
Have to go do this thing like that. Leave them.
That's true.
The man can't hear that boy and I don't know. ECOWAS and be chairman. You don't hear say BRICS. You know what in the BRICS? The Brazil, Russia, all of them come together. Nigeria no go collect. Nigeria no follow. So you don't know whether now waiting the one go tell them. So leave the one. So leave the matter. Leave the matter. You don't know waiting our president they go do. Waiting the Joe Biden they invite them for. So leave that one. We are not aware. We will not know. But we just know say plenty. If you connect the dot to plenty. All right. And we don't bring to the content. You say FC for FCT they don't justify the 25 format since we never build our dam. Make we build our dam immediate dam from River Niger to the they're supposed to get like plenty dams inside. They were supposed to contain the water them where they go release it. Come how I take to see and then don't forget to tell you say for Bayelsa boys on the highway they don't go breaking and go collect all the expired things to them palliative. 2022 palliative for flood victims where they keep up till today. Now the thing they don't spoil it. People don't bust in there. Go collect the one that they want collect. I'm not coming that those kind of things good for them to chop. I'm gonna make you open phone line and give them.
No, the way they hungry, people they chop.
The phone number I go use reach us here. The first one is 0817 0000 951. The second phone number here is 0810 9510 951. WhatsApp and SMS number still there here. That one is 0701 9339 962. The last woman we call us the chop our recharge card. Any woman don't chop our win our recharge card last week.
Damn. Look at how to release water from Lado Dam. And Nigeria, where call herself the giant of Africa begin to run around. Mars and them support. Very despicable. I'm telling you that even 2022 palliative, man, these are our leaders, these politicians. I don't know where they go swear. I don't know what they swear. They will continue to punish ordinary Nigeria. Whether they swear for them to make caricature, allow the force to breathe. How is the force going to breathe when they will dispose palliative material and they will hold it till it gets expired for?
Because
where's the office?
Nigerians for that water way there for back of MOAD.
Is that where the office is?
Hello, your number where they call us from. Hello, your number where they call us from.
I'm flabbergasted.
Off your radio, yes, good evening. Your number where they call us from.
I call from Obrikore Mazi.
Name off your radio, would they hear you? Your name and where they call your name. Military. Is that your name, Morgan?
Dangerous illiterate.
Dangerous.
Dangerous what?
Military.
Dangerous illiterate.
Illiterate. Illiterate.
Is it dangerous illiterate?
That's not dangerous illiterate.
Illiterate.
What
did Juju be that?
Not Juju. Dangerous illiterate. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. They're not gonna kill us. A Calabari man, not hear what they talk.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Calabari man, Mazio. Now maybe first woman today.
Bring your.
It's just saying that you go be the last woman.
Okay.
Bring your last four numbers.
Man, leave credit. Let I talk my own.
You're a good woman. Most somebody they like take the one where they live. Carry on.
You go give a make some today.
All right, thanks so bad. Make sure you call. If you ask me.
Now waiting at the top. This our government. This our leaders. They are very wicked. Their wickedness can never help us. Carry don't think these people. They not think. You think they are expert. I just for night they pack this thing, they go through one trailer.
For this Port
when people are dying of hunger,
for this Port
people are dying of hunger, people are throwing a bag of rice, indomie, spaghetti.
No, for this Port that won't happen.
But they are not for Lagos. For Lagos. I was surprised. I was asking people living there, what is these people loading in a trailer and going for 12 o'clock at night with police escort? They went and dumped these things in a dumping area. I said, people are don't have conscience. This one why a president stop people from traveling unnecessarily. I'm in support of it. These people are very wicked. They want us to lavish our money. Which kind of politicians do we have? Why are they treating us like this? Okay, my dear, may God help us. Our life is in the hands of God.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We are God will bless us. God will help us because the thing will touch you. Then
it's really bad. It's really bad.
Hello, your name and where they call us from? Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Bring your voice for front.
What's your name?
My name is Kes, calling from Port Harcourt.
Carry on one name.
This palliative they want each state. So now 5 billion naira for each state.
And I saw be here.
Okay. I mean, millions will be for each state.
I tell you, say I do accountant for Chicago University.
No, see, because why they asking question?
They ask no question.
No, the reason why they ask this thing is they don't pay we Nigerians, but they ask questions. And now the work of honor will be the media because one, no before honor to go there, any report they give on a carry and come give us. Time don't reach over, they ask question. They say 5 billion naira for palliative for each state. Now, how many we do for each state? Because why they talk this thing, no be when census reach, person go know the road to my house when census reach. For palliative, we no go see. One don't reach,
I understand.
Back to them, all the time I didn't give us news. Time don't reach, we go revive the news they give them.
No, I beg you,
Take it easy, bro.
Also, take a easy, no preach violence.
Take it easy, bro.
For radio, children they listen, no preach violence. Hello?
No, they preach violence. No, they preach violence. You give me the floor and allow me so that I will not say I preach violence. Waiting at the drivers, they say, they say 5 billion naira for each state for palliative. Now, how many we do for each state? Now be the question now. This palliative will not go see. We know what happened during COVID-19. The citizens they cry, say, "No, could use this thing fix our refinery." What will be the thing where our federal government finance so difficult to do? As of 2012, we know what we will face for the downfall from Cameroon. Now the same, they never act anything towards that angle. Now Cameroon now don't say. Now we to blame Cameroon. What will happen for this country now?
Nothing. Nothing. The president said make the people who no get any business to go London and New York, make them no go. Now waiting they happen.
That's cutting cost.
Sorry, no verse. Oswell, I don't say the verse. Calm down, leave him.
Take it easy, my brother.
Take it easy. All right. Thank you. No verse.
So we can take some messages.
Take SMS sharp.
Okay, SMS time. Now, good evening, Mazi and MC Kuro. Who is an evil man? How can someone we call to lead us? And that person decided to hold. Then this one say, who do our country, Nigeria, this thing? Please, I need an answer from Oson Hansen in Degema. So, Mazi, they're asking, who do our country this thing?
Na me, I'm one.
Really?
Yes, na me.
Wow. Okay. Greetings. The recent order by the commander-in-chief to the to the federal officials over the UNGA is a good one, and it should do more. And for the palliative saga in Bayelsa State is a pitiable one. An event of this nature should not occur in the land where the citizens are hungry. For me, I think these leaders are heartless. Conclusively for the dam, does it mean our leaders do not think? Pathetic. Honorable Malon from Port Harcourt.
Okay, Malon, thank you.
Malon, they think a lot. They think. This one say, Mazi and MC Corona, good evening. I beg, these people no stay with the suffer. Everybody gets him elastic. Mazi, so my name now known. So okay, Bama. Get some kind words. We know the warm take. Mazi and MC Corona, if government build dam, how they want use make billions for flood palliative now? Even our promise December refinery can never work. You want spoil their importation business. My brother. Okay. Mazi Ikegod, Wachineka and MC Koro, greetings. Previous government from states to federal level 0. Present ones now is equally 0. Nigeria is finished. Mazi came Port Harcourt.
Mazi came, thank you.
But Nigeria is not finished. Good afternoon. Okay, this particular message come. Okay, this one say, MC Kura, you still hoping in Nigeria? God has given up giving up or wait, MC Kura, you still hoping in Nigeria? God has given up in Nigeria. I'm Chris. Okay, Chris. Who tell you say God don't give up for Nigeria? Okay, might just go straight to WhatsApp because
okay, make I take this one for Facebook. Why they go that one? Okay, and when Medino is a Mazi, it's a good evening, Mazi and MC Kuro. It's a Cameroon dam opening. I think by now Nigerian government should have constructed a collecting dam so that whenever they release the gas, ours will collect it. Better still, low-cost housing structures should be constructed for the flood victims outside the flood-prone areas to serve as their permanent homes. But it seems our leaders enjoying palliatives. Okay, enjoy giving palliatives to its citizens rather than provide solution to problems. Okay, that's on I went to Merino. Sunday Benendu. He said Mazi, the government not the fair to citizens to renew your plate. Okay, to renew your paper is 15,000. Then the plate number 25,000. You never buy fuel. You go also repair your vehicle. There is God do sorry. Sunday.
Wow.
Sunday Emerendu, sorry. And Peter Anoru. Okay. Anoru, he said Mazi and MC Kuro, he said good evening. I de Abuja the Watuna.
Wow.
Go okay, the Watuna now. Great PH. Thank you, Peter. Thank you very much. All the way from Abuja. Henry Chimeze just called my name in there, Mazi. Thank you very much. John Peters, he said Mazi in River State. Mobile court is here collecting 35k from motorists who has cracked windshield. 45k.
How?
If you have flat spare tire. Now federal government wants to collect 25k to replace your Fed number plate. He said that the Fed number plate that they issued, yes, now then give you. He said, is the poor allowed to breathe? Mazi, my eyes is on the road to Japa. John Peters, he don't old, he don't old. Where they do? Japa to go do what in the corner. Don't try to stop me.
We go do factory work.
Some will not stop him. John Peters, I don't tell you finish it. He won't go
do factory work.
He won't go take care of old woman where you seen yourself.
At this age.
Okay. He said, don't stop me, so that your lawyer will not see my lawyer. Enough of this rubbish. Okay. Okay. John Peters, now you talk that one.
Thank you, John Peters.
Okay. John Achora. Okay, Achora. He said, after COVID-19 palliative, I've come to stay. Okay, palliative. Okay, after COVID-19 palliative, I've come to stay. Subsidy removal, share positive flood. We'll share palliative. No idea, no solution. Okay, you won't take anyone.
Okay, Mazi and MC Kuro. Cameroon loves their citizen. Citizen. That is why they plan well for them and release their water according to the time. What is Nigerian government doing? Instead of planning of how to tackle the flood problem, you have to pay 25,000 for faded number plates. Holy fire, do your work on these people, please. Mr. John, I send that one. Good evening, presenters. Please let them not make these palliatives look like pandemic to the common man. And MC Kuro, on a good evening. Today, on a one no say Nigeria na joke. Anybody where they wait for this government for support, go wait till the kingdom come. Go to court. Mazi and MC Kuro, hunger day for town, and boys fit eat anything to keep soul and body together. Very soon, Nigerians. No. Go to court. You shouldn't say Nigerians will eat poison. We don't.
They can take
that.
this one sharp for Facebook. Osake Uma, he said, good evening, Mazi and MC Kuro. He said, Yaga, he said, Mazi, boys broke away house for Bayelsa and thief 2022 palliative. Mazi, no be juju be that. Mazi, to be honest with you people, our government is practicing witchcraft in the country. In this,
we don't do that.
Osakoma, we know they practice witchcraft. He said, Mazi, if they no change their attitude. Okay, above will okay, no fire, We know they call for fire. Diplomatic Niger that time I rest your case. Emeka Keke, okay, say, Mazi and MC Kuri say, good evening. You see these country rulers? Them bad Keke from Roma Parale. We get one, we won't take it. They take a shot.
Yes, Mazi and MC Kuro. Just answer me. If a country become a country printing money, should that country pour? I'm not talking about crude, cocoa, or gold. Let God arise. Prince Lawson, I send that one. Palliative is a scam. The government is operating Kule from Port Harcourt, and that particular word we use no good.
Okay. All right. Make we leave. I'm there. No verse. If we not take your SMS, no verse. If we not take your message by your call. Tomorrow, another day, we'll go continue again. 5 o'clock, now they open this place here. Make you know, Mr. Matola. Follow us for YouTube Today 95.1 FM live. Make you watch us there, see everything where would they do here. And look for us for Facebook. Look for Media Mazi. Ike God, Ike Wachuku. Make you just get updates. And make we talk how we go take promote your business for this show. Oh yeah, Biari J.